Okay, off your mic is okay. She off your mic,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind. Oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner. Oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off. Maiyegun awamo, kamo do. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary.
Good evening to you, good morning to you, good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Thank you very much for joining me.
Godfatherism.
Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. And invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Maiyegun is here again.
Ani Maiyegun lawamo do. Maiyegun diary. Ani esunraki. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀súnraki. Maiyegun ti dé. Ani ẹ̀súnraki. Maiyegun ti dé.
Thank you very much.
Lórí
Share the
Facebook.
broadcast.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ani ẹ̀súnraki. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube.
Now they don't catch them. They say that they carry them go Akure. They say that they carry them. You to the para, oh, you to the para, oh, you to the para, 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 you to the para. They no agree to carry them come out. You see, people plenty. Now palace we dey so. This is Palace of Olowo. This is Palace of Olowo for war.
That was when the news broke yesterday that the attackers, the terrorists that killed our people in Owo, that they were apprehended and they've been taken to the palace of Olowo of Owo, who later pleaded with the people that they should calm down because those arrested will be taken to Akure, the state capital. Then from there, they will be taken to Abuja, because the news that spread around the town was that those who attacked the Owo church, that they have been apprehended. In fact, they were apprehended after, our mothers protested and they invoked the spirit of Ogun to bring the perpetrators back. And they said a few days after that, these guys were arrested. There's so many questions to be asked. Here is the Olowo pleading with the people to calm down. The arrested culprits as alleged assailants, who are supposed to be the ISWAP, they will be taken to Akure in a short clip.
Ọ̀gọ́nà kíkanjú ẹ̀dá ní sùúrù ìhùn yà á gbọ́ ní bọ̀fí ọtí ọ̀gọ̀ yóò tún chẹ́nẹ̀ ọtí yóò wọ́n mú.
That was yesterday. A lot of people were happy. Wow, we told you, don't try if you are trying all other people in Yoruba land, don't try Ondo people. Their jazz is this and that. And in fact, many of us even suggested that we grew up knowing the details, the stories of the potency of our forebearers, them and their own charms, protective charms when it comes to protecting the Yoruba land. Historically, that where are those things again? Where are those power? So the news that the killers of people in our church, that they came out themselves and they confessed, have more questions than answers. At first, the people who said they arrested them, they said they arrested 5 people who confessed that they were the ones who carried out the mass murder, the assassination of the worshippers in Owo. And they were arrested. They were caught in a hotel. The story is not straight. However, the whole town got the news of it. And they all, headed straight to the palace of Olowo. The palace that is just a stone throw from the church, where over 100 people got killed, assassinated by terrorists. That just same yesterday, the federal government of Nigeria came out and they said, yeah, it's true that the attack on the people on the people in Owo was carried out by ISWAP, the Sokoto-based terrorist cell that has their loyalty to ISIL or ISIS. So the federal government said that. Ondo state governor said, no, he disagreed. Then the news broke that some people were arrested. That's some things that doesn't make any sense. And this is why I want you to take whatever I say tonight, take it as my own opinion, especially my own curiosity that could help, probably give some answers as well to our own insecurity situation. I am not a security expert, but I am not a fool. Especially, I am someone who actually have an idea of what to do with pieces of information when it comes to understanding a situation, which means it helps, and that's what mostly I pass along, to the brethren in the temple of truth. So let us begin to take them piece by piece. The terrorists that came to attack Yoruba land, they are ISWAP, and pretty much say they are Boko Haram. Okay, just that. Now, the way they operate, is a kind of a guerrilla warfare like. They ambush, they lay ambush. And with what happened in our, like I said, I'm not a security expert, but we can't use our own layman understanding, pieces the whole thing together, then linking to the arrest they claim, and then the story that followed 24 hours after, the police said, no, the attackers of our church and those who killed our people in our, they have not been arrested. So where did this come from? Let's put the pieces together. The terrorists came before the gunshot. The first things that happened was a bomb blast, which normally, if a crime like that happened, where mass killing took place, and then there is also a bomb blast, by now, the entire area would have been condoned off. Condoning it off means that no public will have access to it. Okay? Nothing will be taken out of that place, including the corpses. The reason is this. From that scene of crime, there's so much to grab in order to have an idea of exactly who are those behind this. First, the bomb blast. There will be some shrapnels, when something blasts. There will be some pieces of that bomb still in that premises if it was condoned off before it got, contaminated, where everybody had to flood in and what happened. So, you will still see some shrapnels of bomb. That can give you an idea, the maker of the bomb, to start with. You see all the gunshot, they were shooting people just like that, randomly. There are over 200 people received gunshot wounds, and over 100 of them didn't make it, including children. Now, you will see shells of all these bullets. These shells will give you an idea, where did they come from? In the past, especially in Southern Kaduna, where they have documented all the activities of these terrorists in their own region, they have documented to the point that they figured out that the weapons being used to kill the people in in that part of Nigeria, Southern Kaduna, the weapons have been the Nigeria military provided weapons. Not just that. The ammunitions, the gun, the bullets, the shells have proven that the shells are from the guns purchased by Nigeria way back in the old Russia, USSR. Well, maybe not so old. As far back as 1995. That they didn't use, many of all this information were gathered because people quickly picked up evidence rather than all of us just pointing fingers, okay? And in the operation of the terrorists, whenever they come to kill, to destroy like that, once they are done, they just disappear into the thin air. There are records. Again, I am not a security expert, but there is no collection of any evidence, autopsy, or whatever should be as it is, automatically. We agreed that when you there's something called MO in security, modes of operation or something like that. I have given you the MO of the terrorists in other part of Nigeria documented. I have given you an idea of what happened as well, which is that if to say, to start with, the government of Ondo, if they were really interested, not diverting our attention and dousing the tension so that they can concentrate on their election, there is no real investigation, so to say, then we now go so far to quickly say, thank God, Ogunlakaye has helped us catch them. They have started confessing. Now, from that short time that they got to know the location of these 5 people in that hotel who now confessed, they said, as the Ogun started disturbing and making, you know what I mean? They are not, which is practically what we have been told, even when we were younger. If this our own, our local, what do you call it? Our own trado. I want to find an English for that. I don't. Ibile, that we should go traditional in way of dealing with our issue, right? But do you know that within that short period of time, before the news broke, nobody took a confession from these guys. That is the second thing that we missed. Then they handed them over to the king. Nobody took the picture. Nobody took a statement. No sign of them. These arrested people. And just like that, millions of people heard about it. Just like millions of people heard about the terrorist attack. And as I'm talking to you right now, nobody can describe what these arrested people look like. Which simply means, since the king confirmed that he had them, and he was going to hand them over to the authority in the state, which is the governor, and automatically they will hand them over to the federal government, you are never going to know who they look like, what they look like. And that is part of why I want to have this chat with us tonight, without judging anyone. When these guys get, we don't know them, we don't know what they look like. In the past, we have seen the federal government of Nigeria released repentant terrorists that today, many of us here, we don't know their names, we don't know their identity, but they are back in the society. Some of them have been allegedly recruited into the military, and they are now providing security for the same people they terrorized for 12 years. So you don't know their identity. The government will never let you know their identity. They will never let you know their names. Now you, our people in Yoruba land, there are bravery that I want us to begin to have in mind now. Security tips, security measures that we should. They are not so elaborate, but at the same time, they are simple and not far-fetched, like the way they want to present our own trado, what do you call it, protection. It's going to be ridiculed, right? If we walk around, let me tell you this, it's a security tip. Because what I figured out happened now is this. Whoever staged the stunts that they have arrested those who carried out the attack on St. Francis Catholic Church in Ogun, yeah? Whoever staged that stunt, they have a purpose. And if I can possibly, I don't say I am right, and I'm not going to say I am wrong, a distraction to douse the tension so that everybody can concentrate on their bogus charade called election. So I want to talk to some of you who probably are so very much determined to rid Yoruba land of these invaders. The political class are denying them. A lot of the elite are denying them. Their media, they are denying them until you become a victim. You see what happened in Owo? It's going to happen elsewhere in Yoruba land, especially the alertness that you all had, all of us, the day they attacked Owo and they killed those innocent people right there while they were worshiping their own God in a church. The rage that you felt, the anger that you felt, did you see how they managed to play that down over time? Tifnumbu, as the presidential candidate of APC, Egbekegbe, watered it down. Then suddenly this. And today, the people of Owo, they still don't have answers to who killed our people in Owo. right now, like everywhere else, yeah, you will never get an answer. How do you get an answer? How do you follow it up? How do you do this before the political class grab them from you? Because any move you make right now, yeah, any move you make in Yoruba land right now, security-wise against these Fulani invaders, these terrorists that are killing our people, so to say, whatever move you make right now is going to be politically injurious to Tifnumbu. So therefore, before you play into their hand, I have the following tips to give to you. We have proposed that we should all come together, pull our resources together, and support those who are ready to defend their own and protect their own communities, their own territories, protect your own small kingdom. I mean, your community. If you are ready, there are tips and there are helps that are on the way. As organized as you can get yourself, there is help on the way. Because you see, the battle that many of you are facing at home, especially those of us who are living in the communities. Look at what happened in Owo. Owo is not a village. Owo is a mini city, is a kingdom on its own, right? And they were audacious enough to carry that out. They were terrorists, okay? Terrorists don't lodge in hotels. Know that, okay? Terrorists, they don't lodge in hotels. Terrorists, they don't lodge around the town that they just carried out attack on. They are cowards, okay? They attack soft spots. Before you regroup, they will disappear. Whoever staged these stunts and hid all this information from us, I want to say this to all of you who genuinely are working, who genuinely want Yoruba land safe. You don't have the resources you say. But let me give you these tips. Number one, there are people who are saying that if you come across any terrorist and you are convinced that harmed terrorists, not innocent people, okay, don't carry out your rage on harmless, innocent people simply because of the tribe or the what do you call it, of the ethnic they belong to. I'm saying this because I'm a Yoruba man, and you know this. We don't revenge on weak people. The cowards that are currently that have currently invaded our space, you will know them. You know they are harmed. And if by any chance you manage to disarm them, before you do any justice or whatever you want to do to them, learn this following, okay? Learn how to, to calmly, no torture. Don't make them feel too scared. You see, that short time you're going to have with them, any of these assailants that you come across in your communities, even before you get to that, right? When you sense a strange movement, don't keep it to yourselves. Tell our mothers, our fathers who are farmers, who are market women, who travel along the local routes in Yoruba land. Tell them if they sense strange movement, they should alert everyone around them. I'm talking about if you are a trader, a traveler on your route. If you get to your destination, alert everyone right there at your new destination to say, we sense so and so. And by so doing, you see those of us who are ready, genuinely, young men and women who are ready to protect Yoruba land in your own way. Just know this: when you come across them, when you incapacitate them, disarm them, before you do anything to them, you should learn how to calm them, extract information from them, location, the numbers of people in their camps, how many camps are they, where are they located, how far are they, and then how harmed are they. Make them feel cool enough before you do anything. This information is very vital. You know what I mean? It gives you pretty much like a 10 steps ahead. Don't just carry out any beating. Don't just carry out, don't be unprofessional with it. Don't be emotional with it. You see, that is the only way you can be ahead of those that are coming to kill us. The politicians don't care. They are going to give speeches. They are going to take pictures. They are going to say a lot of things. Politicians are all talks, no action. Now, talking about protecting ourselves. I love the fact that our people are confident enough that Ogun. Of course, I believe. I was raised in Ijebu. Remember that. So if you have anything you want to tell me about Ogun Abenugongo, I am ready to learn, but don't think I am actually going to be a jambito when you talk about Ogun. But you see, what I have learned is that over time, warfare in human history have evolved, changed. And as they are changing, we should all be changing as well. I am not asking us to leave behind what we hold dear, what we believe in. At the same time, you should be also mindful of the following. When our forefathers, when they were using betu, when they were using ayeta, when they were using okigbe, when our forefathers were using atidijo, when our forefathers, when they were using kawoko, all those things that in a way incapacitate their opponents, when they were using all of those, right? The weapons in vogue back then, they are not the same in vogue today. Therefore, you should also be mindful of this following. You must also upgrade. And that is where we come in. That is where you come in. We are talking about security for our people. And then we want them to defend themselves. We want them to defend Yoruba land. They are not going to defend Yoruba land by waving irukere, by waving what do you call it, red cloth, by waving idea of bemi. That is not how we are going to protect Yoruba land. No, we are going. It is going to be like a human sacrifice if we should go by that narrative. Now I'm talking to you because you know that. Yeah, you do. But you can't give resources to just ghosts. That is why I started with people who are determined. They are there already. I have seen them. I've seen their videos. I've seen their requests. I've seen their SOS call for help from Yorubas in diaspora. Come and help us, assist us, and do this and that. I have seen them. They are there. What they need is to provide the real resources. Do you know that what they actually need is not money? Money is the smallest resources that our people need. The first one is the training. The second one is the gear. The third one is the proper ammunition that they will use. And then the fourth one is the money, which is the remuneration for the effort. They are ready to defend Yoruba land. They are ready to die for the Yoruba land. What do they need? They need training. They need gears. Gears, when I talk about gears, I'm talking about a bulletproof vest, bulletproof helmet. I'm talking about, all manner of, security, that they can use. Gears. Like I said, I don't be expert, but you have an idea of what I'm talking about. When you provide this for them, you train them, you provide this for them, then the next thing, you provide them with the proper ammunition that can match exact of those who have been running us out of town, the cowards who invade our villages, our communities in the middle of the night, and they want to be called terrorists, and they want us to be scared. The politicians don't care. The government don't care. They don't really give a damn. If you become a victim, if your community becomes one, it is election season. They will come there in droves. They will come there and sympathize. They will come there and commiserate, and then you will move on to the next one. So if you want people to defend Yoruba land, as we always say to them, I want them to learn to know that before all of this come your way, you must learn how to improvise. Many of you don't have AK-47. You don't have AK-49. You don't have RPG. You don't have all these things that terrorists are, brandishing in our forest. They are there. They could do anything whenever they want. There's no point in in trying to say we will defend ourselves, we'll fight for ourselves, we'll do this and that, when we don't have the resources. So, but you need to improvise. Improvising means, right? Many of our people are still very much potent, as deadly as these terrorists have been over time in Yoruba land. Underreported though, but as deadly as they have been, our people have matched them arm for arm, man for man, and most of the time they have been crushed out of their different locations. Yes, they have been. We have record of that. We do. And I can tell you this, those who carried out all of this, they didn't even have all the resources I mentioned earlier. But do you know what I think they missed? Interrogation, proper interrogation before they make their adventure public. And all of you watching me right now, you are going to come across some of this situation in the coming days, in the coming weeks in Yoruba land. You are young, vibrant, and you are pretty much intelligent. You have an idea of your environment. You are watching me right now. I know you need help. We know you need help. We will give you the help. But before the help comes, you should learn this following. When you come across these people, look at what happened to Wakili, right? Wakili has been perpetrating this criminality in that part of your state for years. But the day men came together and they mobilized and they said, we will crush them today. And indeed, they crushed the camp and the syndicate of Wakili. It made the news. But what did we do with that? No information, no real thing to go further and do more. Because many of our people just want to take that glory right away. Please, some are telling you, what are you waiting for? Waste them. Please, before you do anything to any of them, you see what you get from them is so vital, it's so golden. You will pay millions for spies to give you those information. True or false, you can get those freely. And I'm saying this because it is so important. It is more valuable at times. Information, this particular information is more valuable than a battalion of army who have no real information. Before they take them from you, before your action gets to the media, before you do anything at all, extract real information. It is your vicinity, it is your community, it is your town. If they come around and you grab them in any way, don't beat them to the point that they won't give you the information you need. Because the reason is that if you get one, it means you can get more. How do you get more? It's by extracting information from the one you have managed to grab. And the reason why terrorism will not end in Nigeria is because, look at Nigeria. When terrorists are arrested, if you arrest terrorists in any part of Nigeria, the police will take them. And when the police take them, they will now source them, they will sort them. Once they discover that these are Fulanis, real for real, they will move them to the camp of rehabilitation. And they will call them repentant terrorists. That's it. No information. How could you have released over 40,000 repentant terrorists and yet there is no single information about the operation of these terrorists? There's no single information about the location of these terrorists. There's no single information about those who harm them, who give them guns. There's no single information how they manage to transact and move money within this Nigeria. 40,000 repentant terrorists, including the people they kidnapped, women, children they kidnapped and made, raped them, made them mothers. They brought them out. Over 70,000 now. Repentant terrorists and their families. No single information of who is this, or where are these camps. But you should not be like that. That's why I said, whoever planted that story of arresting the Owo killers, let me tell you this. When you received that news yesterday, were you not so relieved? Be honest, were you not relieved? That, hey, thank God, though, they said they have arrested them. Hi, we thank God, though. Were you not relieved? Do you know why Nigeria is in tatters now? So divided. Do you know why? Injustice. Everywhere you turn to, people are crying for justice. Justice. People who have lost their own children, people who have lost their own husbands, lost their wives, families who have lost everything, communities who have been wiped out. The survivors are crying for justice. But there's none. There's none. And that's why most of the time, people now resorted into self-help in a way to at least find a closure to the injustice that they have suffered in the system called Nigeria. Politicians don't care. Look at what they are doing with their election right now. How many of them, as presented to you, how they are going to tackle this issue of insecurity in a plain term, in a clear word. Fulani terrorists, ISWAP, and every one of them come before you and say, this is what I'm going to do. Genuinely, they won't. Because saying so, it's not going to win them the election. So that is why all of us in Yoruba land who are interested in our own safety, interested in our own protection. This is no longer about politics now. I am talking as somebody who is in the business of helping ourselves to stay alive. Security business, they say, is everybody's business. Many of us can't come back home now. We can't come back to Yoruba land. People may be telling you or giving you different excuses as it is. There are people who 5 years ago, 10 years ago, right, who dreamt of a place that they wanted to be. Now they have been in those places. Now they have achieved a lot in the last 10 years. In their dream, one day I'm going to go back to Yoruba land. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. People are changing all of that. All because of this. So that is why security business is all of our business. So I don't care now if you are APC or PDP or wherever now. I'm talking to you now, those of us who are interested in our own safety. Remember this. Don't just catch them. Don't just, grab and identify them. Learn how to gently, after you disarm them, gently extract information from them. Who says the terrorists who can come into our communities in the middle of the night to attack us cannot receive a surprise visit from a group of well-armed young people, well-trained young people with a real resources, protection and all of that, who can also surprise them. That's what they do, terrorists. They surprise you. You may just be going on and then the next thing you're going to hear is a bow. They will just kill as many people as they want to kill. Before you know it, they disappear. By the time you all say you want to come together and go after them, the police will come. The military will come. They will disperse all of you. They will say they are going after them. Before you know it, that's it. Let those alive go and bury their dead. So before you become a victim, I'm saying this to you now. We are going to help. No matter how little it's going to be. But you are going to do the most. And you need that mental preparedness. You need that mental alertness. You need that little mental know-how. There are security experts who are Yorubas. They are my friends here. Okay? They are my friends here who are Yorubas all over the world. Professionals. People who have achieved a lot. They are watching from far in sadness. You know what I mean? They can't come back in there because they can see that the system is what is allowing it. The system that disarmed you is not a system that wants you to be alive. We are watching from far. And guess what? Many of us from where we have stayed, where we are staying, we can sense how risky, how kind of endangered we are too, to go and use your money to buy a ticket. And they say, where are you going? And you say, oh, I'm going to Nigeria, I'm going to Yoruba land for Christmas. The kind of eyes that people will use to look at you is just going to be like, you want to do Christmas in Lagos? Okay. They will look at you like, are you on suicide mission? That is why most people don't even tell anybody they want to go to Nigeria. So they pray their own security measures that I won't tell anybody. I will just appear there and everybody will just see me. Hi, how are you? When did you come? Hi, that is how mentally what is happening in Yoruba land and in Nigeria in general is also having its own adverse effects on your own uncles and aunties abroad. Your friend, that your friend, he's made it now. He has a lot of money. He told you he was going to come back home one day. He was going to do this, he's going to do that. It's now probably not forthcoming anymore, is it? All of these are affecting our own mind as well. So that is why, as it is, security business is everyone's business, okay? So we have different organizations in Yoruba land who are pretty much working their asses out to provide security. The rig system has been, in a way, tried a lot to incapacitate them. So I want to say to you, apart from extracting information which is so useful, right? Then learn how to be discreet. Being discreet is defined as being in a little way, kind of don't be too open. Do you get that now? And that is why if you want to have any confession from them, take those confession off camera. Take them off camera. Use them. Because when the resources that you need start coming in for you, right, you have enough intel already. You would have had your map around your different communities in Yoruba land, the vigilantes and all of that. So when you are able to extract information that way, another security measure, which I believe that will also be useful if we try to develop it, is that, you see, community to community, from one community to the other. Some said that you should develop this wizoo as a form of alert to other communities to tell them we have visitors. When you are able to alert other communities, if any community in Yoruba land or any part of southern Nigeria, or any part of Nigeria for that matter, but Yoruba land in particular, if you come any under attack, yeah, instead of those terrorists that you know that police are not going to come, the military are not going to come, yeah, the soldiers are not going to come. You know that. And there's nothing. Amotekun is not going to come. Amotekun is not really harmed or whatever. Okay? So if we learn to say, in each community where you have vigilantes as we speak, right? So you learn to alert other communities. If you come under attack, sometimes we have heard that these attacks do last longer than 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Now then you wonder, what happened to other communities that are just about 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away, 5 minutes away? What happened to them? Do they just all shiver, or do they just start running? Because they know that if they finish with that community, they are coming to them. We need to change this. We do need to change this. All of you watching me right now, this information is good. All of us can use it. It's going to help us stay alive. And indeed, it's going to help us crush those that the politicians have submitted us to. They said we should learn to live with them. Election is what is most important to them now. And I bet that your life should be what is most important to you now. What happened in a war is going to happen again and again and again. And you see, most of them are not going to happen just the same way they happened in a war. But you see, all these distractions that are going to follow it, they are just to keep you in check until after your election. And maybe some of you are going to participate in their election. You should also be bold enough, at least, to put before all this political whatever now, genuinely now, and ask them, what do they have to tackle the Fulani terrorist menace? What do they have to tackle the kidnappings and then the jihadists who are taking over the southern Nigeria? Ask them this. Let them be so and read through their responses. See through all their replies, because through them lies what you are about to sign up for. You may not care. Other things may not matter. I mean, this may not matter to you than others. But I'm telling you this. It is pretty much like the lies they told you in 2014, 2015. You needed a general to face the terrorist and fight the physical war. You needed a pastor to face the terrorists and fight the spiritual war. What happened to the general? What happened to the pastor? What happened to the terrorism industry in Nigeria? What happened to all of you who believed them? What happened to all of you who didn't believe them? Everyone is a victim. They failed. And then again, ask them, if you are still believing in that one Nigeria, ask them, what is the plan? I can tell you this free of charge. none of them has any plan to take you out of this so quagmire, because the only way to get out of it is to allow the people to take care of their own affair regionally, develop their own security architecture to protect themselves in the hands of invaders, internal criminals and external criminals. At least with what we have witnessed so far, the terrorists killing us in Yoruba land, those ones who had the audacity to enter our church, they are not just Fulani terrorists. They are the ISIL terrorists, which means that you have Boko Haram in Yoruba land. How do you figure and solve that? No, you can't figure that by talking about economy from consumption to production. That's not going to solve it. You can't build anything or make anything in a space where you have insecurity. Ask them these questions and see how they answer them. But for us, we are not waiting for them. We want to be alive. To have Yoruba nation, to have Oduduwa Republic, you need to be alive. And being alive means that you must be security aware. You must be security alert. You must be security conscious, which is the general balance. Be security conscious. Watch and pray that you have in the Bible. Simply means that be security wise. Then pray. If you have to pray, hold your gun. I am not kidding you. Yeah? Watch. Be alert. Be security alert. Defend yourself if you have to. And then find time to pray to your Lord and Savior to save you. I agree with that. I love to watch and pray. In Yoruba land, they said, Ojuba yini alakon finga idiori. Wetin be alakon? That one is na crab, abi. Alakon. So you don't say alakon, no get too much muzzle to guide and all of that. But you see this is that is rolling 360 degrees. That's how alakon watches itself, which simply means that even in Yoruba land, where you have what they call the mojamosa, that is you learn how to fight, then you run to fight another day, which simply means that wherever you have as a protection, especially whether it is prayer, whether it is ibile, you must at the same time learn how to protect yourself other than what is going to protect you, that thing that you believe in. So don't move away from it, so to say. That's what I'm trying to put towards you. We need to give our people, if you want to indeed fix any insecurity, you need to give people the right to develop their own security architecture. In Yoruba land, we have one. Just to fund them, when you develop a security architecture for your own people, which suits your own terrain, which simply means that you understand your own demographic settlement better than anyone else. If you see stranger, you can cite them. You can, you can pick them out of the crowd. When I say strangers, I'm talking about new faces. If you are living in a place, you will obviously know those who have never been here. You can tell, won't you? We all live in different communities all over the world. If you cite a strange face, simultaneously, continuously in your community, what do? You alert the community. I don't know this face. If they can tell you who they are, fair enough. If nobody can tell you who they are, alert the bigger organ in that community. When I say the community, I'm talking about the security too. Alert them. So if Nigeria is in a way a real place where the regions are managing their own affairs, security would have been our own business in Yoruba land. All our forests would have been raiding off these illegal invaders who have been the pain in the ass, and they continue to tell our people who are their victims that they own the land. How could they own the land in Yoruba land? You have to own a land by either buying the land or by conquering the people there. And in this 21st century, nobody goes anywhere to conquer people and say, I own this land now, and the people therein. It doesn't work anywhere. And if any government says, learn how to live with them, that government obviously genuinely doesn't have the interest of the people in their heart. So then, what do? You disintegrate from that arrangement. None of them will tell you that Yorubas should protect Yoruba land. They are still going to tell you that their fraudulent government of Nigeria, the compromised Boko Haram security armed forces of Nigeria, the security intel of Nigeria, who has been compromised by these Talibanistic jihadists in Nigeria. That is the same system they are going to say will provide us security. Come on, man. That's not what we signed up for, remember? So yeah, it would have made sense if they allowed Yorubas to protect Yoruba land. When I say protect ourselves, it's not just by our voodoo. It's not just by our own charms. I'm talking about, providing logistics, providing ammunition for the right and well-trained people, volunteers who are ready to go in there and chase these rogues out. These are the people who can protect the land. These are the people that the government of Nigeria disarmed. And they did that on purpose. You get what I mean now? So, but before we now probably take it to that level, we should let our people know that they should never continue to play into their hands. When you get them, when you grab them, extract proper information from them. Don't beat them before you do that. Don't scare them. The information you get from them when they are pretty much unsure what you are going to do to them, they can really pretty much be like 60-40 reliable. I mean, I'm not a security expert, like I said, but if you probably guarantee them that they're going to leave, yeah, they are likely going to probably tell you the truth. And you are likely going to know that they are telling you the truth. And obviously, you can know how to get the truth from them before anything else is done. Because this is so important. It is so important. Even if you have all the ammunitions in this world, yeah, and you don't have the right information, if you don't, you're probably just going to be running into an ambush. So the terrorists that can ambush us in the middle of the night, the terrorists that can walk into our churches, the terrorists that can walk into our markets, the terrorists that can walk into our schools, the terrorists that can just stop our cars on the road, the terrorists that can walk anywhere and kidnap us just at any time and then take ransom at will and brag that they own the land. The terrorists who can do all of this, who are doing all of this, targeting soft spots. Me and you, we are the soft spots. I don't have guns. I don't have any training about this or that. I am a soft spot. You are a soft spot. If all you know is just go about your normal life, you just want to probably just live your normal life. You want to earn your living, take care of your family, provide for your family. I mean, provide for yourselves and just be happy. That is not too much to ask for. Politicians are already taking this away from us. They are already looting that away from us. Then the life, the precious life that we have so well, that we believe that as long as we have this life, there's so much we can still do. No matter what we lose today, there's so much we can gain tomorrow, as long as we are still alive. You see, that hope is now becoming a bargain, your life or your land, as it is today. So the government took that away from us. The terrorists are also taking that away from us. They want to take our lives. So Nigeria is not going to let us have that. And we say it is now our own turn to forget about them. Seriously. You and I just want to live a soft life. There are people who are ready. They just want to, they don't want to be talking. They don't talk. They want things done. And they are right there in Yoruba land. They are watching me right now. They are waiting for me and you all over the world to take action. But before we take that action, we also want to see them do better now than the attention the media might want them to get. You don't need media attention now. You see, the next couple of weeks, you see, these coming weeks and months, there's a lot that is going to come your way. And when I say a lot of support, a lot of attention is going to come your way. And I have learned something. They say nobody in this life, or nobody has ever defeated an army of volunteers. Nobody. You see, people who say, yes, I'm putting everything in it. Is it about Yoruba nation? Maiyegun, I'm putting everything in it. Maiyegun, if it is about Yoruba interest, if it's about our people, Maiyegun, I'm ready to put everything in it. They are like an army. And they are called army of volunteers. Nobody can defeat them. You can't defeat them. That is why you have it so difficult to quench IPOB. No matter every debt you throw at them. Have you studied them? I did. I have studied them. More than 80% of members of IPOB, they are volunteers. And being a volunteer comes from conviction. Is this thing right? Is this thing legal? Is this thing that we are doing, is it justifiable? Can I die for what I work for these things that we are doing? Conviction. Then I'm going to volunteer. I'm going to be part of it. Whatever it's going to take. And volunteering as an army for a purpose comes in different categories. And that is why I will continue to encourage all of us in Yoruba land, Yoruba sons and daughters. All these things you are seeing right now, they are just like a storm in the teacup, but they are going to become bigger storm if you are divided and you don't have an idea of what you are doing. You must have an idea what is happening. Then you must have an idea of what you are doing. And then you must have the conviction that you want to do it. Do you have the conviction that you want to do this? Keep Yoruba safe. Protect Yoruba interest. Yoruba's progress. The unity that comes with the generation that will no longer take a no, that will no longer take no for an answer. Do you belong to that generation? Do you? Have you asked yourself? Then we have the volunteers. Some are ready as volunteers to physically go out there. And that is where you have the example of Oloye Sunday Igboho. He is a volunteer who volunteered to lead the other volunteers and say Yoruba land must be protected. All these things must be exposed. All this invasion must never be covered or watered down or underplayed for political gains or just for being politically correct. That is a category of volunteers. Physical one. If they received all the support that they needed, they would have become the army of the physical army of volunteers who are ready to lay down their lives for you and I, who are also ready to stage the frontal media and the public war. Because as these people volunteer, they need you and me, who are not physically there, or who will not be physically there, to help them face the war that the world would throw at them when they are going to be misjudged. That is a stage of volunteering. And all of this volunteering comes from conviction. There is the volunteering part of finance, who are pretty much like, if I have to put my mouth somewhere, then I must be able to put my money there. If I want those who volunteered physically to go after these invaders and keep us safe in their own right way and, protect them, supply them and give them the resources that they need. If I can't be that, then I must be those who provide those gears. That is a stage of volunteering. And all of these stages of volunteering must come from a conviction. What is your conviction? Are you convinced enough that the little you are going to do is going to go a long way to keep Yoruba land off the bad news coming from Nigeria? It happened in Ogun. It happened in Ayete, in Barapa, Ogun. It just happened right there in Owo. Where is next? So if your own conviction is that Yoruba land is vulnerable indeed, and I'm not going to be politically correct about it. Of course, I can't be physically there to chase these terrorists in this forest, as they are saying. But I can provide the boots. Yes, I can provide the boots for each volunteer. Oh, I can provide a bulletproof vest. How much is a bulletproof vest? Oh, each one is going to cost about $2,000. Wow, that's a lot. Well, I've got $10. Can I contribute to that? Yes, you can. Now, when you bring that idea of that conviction to the people who feel convinced that they have a role to play to end this bad news today, bad news tomorrow, or the PTSD for bad news that always come out of Nigeria, and you are waiting right there and waiting, saying, oh, is it going to be us? Oh, is it going to be us? What are they going to do? What are we doing? Is it going to be, who is it going to be next? It is about conviction, a role that everybody needs to play. And building the army of volunteers is not hard. They are there. They just need to be motivated. And that is why, from the start of this video, I explained to all of you who have done a tremendous job. Yeah, you have. With little or no resources at all, you have provided security in Yoruba land. Yes, you have been overwhelmed. What is coming is going to overwhelm you. We know that. But sometimes, if you pay attention very well, you probably have what you need right there at your disposal. Follow the step the advisor gave earlier. We have engineers. We have, somebody just said, we have chemistry engineers. We have those who can make a lot of things to help us and help you, right? But you must be able to provide real information this time around, not innuendos, not half-truth, not superstition. Let us please play down the superstition of some people said we need to invest in getting bees, oyi, agbon, to go and help us and attack those who are terrorists in the forest. You see, all of these ideas, you also need right information to apply them to. Okay? Let me tell you something. If we want to seek the support of the Alale, we want to seek the support of the Alale, the Igbarumoles, all of the, all of the head of different, powerful houses in Yoruba land to come to our aid. Gone are the days that you just believe that you will tell them they are the Omenedua, Omenedino West. The rumorless will go and locate the terrorists, and the rumorless will just do this and that to them. It is time for us to do away with that superstitious belief now. This is why. If we want to apply our Igbairumole to do some tracking for us, how about we go to the Igbairumoles? Ogunlaka ye oshin mole, olome nile fejewe, olasho nile fi mokimo bora. Ogunlaka ye, èṣù láàlú, láàróyè, ẹ̀bọ̀ra tí ń jẹ́ látọ̀ọ́pa, èṣù bá oníláàlú ń sunkún, ẹlẹ́kún ń sun ẹkún, láàróyè ń sẹ́jẹ̀. How about we go to them and say, láàlú àti gbogbo Igbairumole, we have received an intel. This intel says we have a Fulani armed terrorist hiding behind Idonre at the center of this path, at this so radius. We are going there. You, our Igbairumole, our army, our soldiers are ready. Your sons and daughters, the information we have everything. But we believe that you can fight the battle for us, but we are not just going to say and sit back. We want you to go ahead now and fight the battle for us. But we are coming too. When you fight the battle, we'll come back there and finish them. How about we tell our Igbairu moles that we have the intel already and we are going there now, and they should support us, they should lead us. You know why? I discovered that we have been misapplying most of these things, even in Nollywood, even in Yoruba Nollywood. If so many of you have paid attention very well to some things, when you watch all these Jagun movies in Yoruba movies, the old ones, I don't know the ones they are doing for you these days, so I don't watch most of their movies anymore, because when you begin to hear Babalawo, they speak English. When you begin to hear, you know what I mean, Sha? Or Babalawo begin to take course, they say they be modern Babalawo, and they begin to tell you how disappear this. If you go back to the ancient ones, where people like us, so the last generation, we saw Nigeria, the ending real Nigeria and the imagined fake Nigeria might together. Now my generation saw I'm last. Now we them born in the 80s. That was the last time between democracy, military, and the rest. Yeah. You see them whenever before they go to war, in those movies, which is typical of what we read in history. They will come there, they will bring all the deities together. They will bring all the armies together. They are ready, they are armed, ready for war. Yeah? All the charm, everything, they are ready. Then they will come to the deities and say, you know, they will praise all the deities and call and summon them. And they will say, we are going to, they will tell a location. We are going to Agbabiaka town to go and fight. And we want you, our deities, to follow us. Not be say, people go sit down somewhere and they will say, they can see this, they can see that. We've gone that, we've passed that Yahoo thing now in Yoruba land. And I want you to know that, it's so important. That is why superstition, we are going to send the Oyin after them. Send the Oyin after who? What location? Which location do you have? Oh, don't worry, the Oyin will locate them. So when the Oyin locates them, how would you know the Oyins have located them? Oh, they are going to run to town. They will be crying with their guns. This is no time for joke. We are talking about security of lives and security of, we are talking about human lives here. It's not time for superstition. Misapplication of our own traditional belief is the reason why they say it's a joke. It's not a joke. We need, when you catch them, when you get any of them, and you know you can extract information from them, this is called intel. Usually, we should have people in Yoruba land who are ready as volunteers to go into those forests and extract information for us, extract movement. This is what Nigeria should be doing. In fact, this is what your DSS or the Daura Secret Service, this is what they are paid to do, to know information, to know crime before they happen. Yoruba should be able to have that too. Now, if you are managed to capture any terrorists, don't kill them. Don't do all of that right away. Be smart enough to extract information from them, so that if we want to use Oyin to chase the terrorists, we can know the direction to give the Oyin, so that when the Oyins go there, we can be able to trace it and say, yeah, see all the terrorists here now, see all their guns, see all of them, they are dead. We didn't touch them. We just invoke our own deities to do that for us. That will make sense. I can pay for that. Yes, I can pay. In fact, I can tell people to put money together and mobilize you to do that. But you need real information. All this bragging no going to help us. All the bragging is not going to attract responsible people to support us on security for Yoruba land, okay? Many of us are smarter than all of the Fabu. Some people will say we should give them money. Give you money for what? We are going to do this. We need to kill cows. We need to do this. We need to do that. Our own Orisha, our this and that are going to go after them. Come on, man. This is 21st century, for goodness sake. I'm not saying our deities can't do this, but let us be smart enough. What do I mean by that? We have it, they said that we have over 1,740 something illegal Fulani camps in our forest in Yoruba land. But if I ask you to bring me that data right now and the locations of this 1,748, would you be able to bring it out? Are Onokakanfo give us this information. Yeah, Iba Gani Adams repeated it, said, we have this information. I'm not saying they should make it public like that, but we all know that if we have this information, this is good enough to say we want to send our deities to chase these terrorists out of the forest. We want to send it to 15 locations. You know, we can begin to clear the locations by using our deities if this data is actually available per se. Again, my opinion, I want something that work. Okay, I don't want us to rely and say, sit down, let's do it. It is not reliable if you can't trace and track. Trace and track will help us. And that's why technology is so good. I love information. It is so golden. I told you, information is so golden if you know how to use them very well. People pay a fortune to get information. This kind of information, you pay a fortune. So when people say they can do it, I ask, is it when they kill your son before you can do it, or is it when somebody pay you? That's when you invoke them. There is nothing to invoke. Every one of them is just a jobber. But we can make use of our own traditional beliefs if we also learn how to use the formal intel gathering. You can get, you see, any terrorists you grab, any of these terrorists you grab anywhere, yeah, in your community, pass the information, extract intel from them. From this intel, you can now group and gather together, yeah, with the right resources. You can surprise them too. Who says you can't surprise a terrorist? We don't need to give you money to go and buy a cow just because you want to protect Yoruba land. No. That's a lie. You are lying. Like I said, I grew up in Ondo. Your cow is going to be, if Babalawo say, may you go bring a cow, they won't take and do security for you, Baba. They won't take your cow, chop. They won't chop your cow. So if anybody is for Yoruba land, and they say, I'm going to do this and that's going to wait, you will see what will happen. Come on. A lot of people have told us that a lot of time. Even Oloye Sunday Igboho, our own Oloye Sunday Igboho, he had to actually put together an army. Yes, an army. He put together a group of people armed, and they went into the forest. He did not sit back in his house and started calling on the deities to go into Igangan, to go into Ibarapa and go after the terrorists, kidnapping our people there. Igboho didn't do that. All of them didn't. They didn't. What did they do? They went after them. And that's what we should do. Please. So sorry if some of you have spoken to me about we should go and see our this and that. See, I have people who are contacting me. You won't believe it. On this issue of Yoruba nation, Yoruba security, I have people who are contacting me, telling me that we need some Metutu, some Metutu that will send all the terrorists away and all of that. So, Etutu is good if I see the army that is going to go after the terrorists first. You know what I mean? Like, I like Etutu too. Let's do Etutu to appease the gods, to make it easier for those who want to physically go after the terrorists. A lot of money have been raised. A lot of money have been given to a lot of people who have made a lot of mouth. Seriously. So that's why I said, I'm not trying to take a jab at you, okay? I'm just saying that you are misapplying it. Maybe you don't know you are misapplying it. Many of you have collected money. They are doing sacrifice. They are doing this and that. But look at what happened in the war. They will only give you excuses, Abi. So what if you have been misapplying it? Like, there must be a physical part of it before you can then do the spiritual part of it to back it up. Abi? Anything otherwise, my brother na Yahoo, Yahoo plus. So I have proposed to you. We are going to help. I'm a Yoruba man. My help may not be, you see, that is not to override other helps that is coming people's way, okay? We are going to help. On Maiyegun's diary, Politico, where we have formed what we call the Yoruba Rescue Fund. Ladies and gentlemen, somehow, it seems that Yoruba Rescue Fund has become the name that we are going to stick with in the next coming days and weeks. I want you all to please get used to this now. We have experimented with different names, different ideas, and all these suggestions. But I want to let you know that the way to get help down to our people and just shift it from just talking and talking is to go ahead with our program. And we are going to go ahead with our program in the next few days or weeks or months. But the name is going to remain Yoruba Rescue Fund, which is going to be interpreted as Igbimo Maje Obaje Omo Yoruba. And that will be what will be underneath the Yoruba Rescue Fund. And that fund as a team, pretty much like, International Monetary Fund. Well, it's not a joke, okay? But it's going to be Yoruba Rescue Fund. We won't change it, okay? We're going to stick to that. But we are going to add that to it. And by tomorrow, when my guys who are working on it, when they are done, I'm going to bring here a rebranded, redesigned logo for this project. Among other things that we want to do, this is going to be an opportunity for every one of us who want to be volunteers. Volunteers, maybe not security volunteers, but we will need security experts, Yoruba, non-Yoruba speaking security expert to join us, because data sharing to help us provide security for our people is going to become a paramount. So I'm saying this now as a project that you've all been kind of, expecting and waiting for. Yeah, I love it if we have to pay for sacrifices, but I will pay for a kind of a drone, a security drone that is going to begin to cover some part of the forest of Yoruba land. Something I can probably ask that we should do, something that provide a real, a pictorial evidence, the movement in different illegal camps that cannot be explained. This information will be the information that most of us who want safety in Yoruba land, we are going to use. And our resources are going to go towards in helping the volunteers who are already there in Yoruba land. Yoruba Rescue Fund is going to be. And we are going to set up a 5-man team, which I'm going to call the Board of Trustees. The law in the UK, who is going to help us set up this fund. Yeah, we need this legal backing. We do, seriously. That's why we're not just going to open it, remove the curtains and start the project. So we need to go legal now. So the legal framework for it in the UK requires that we have, residents in the UK who are Yorubas who believe in this project with me. We're going to set that up now as an organization that is going to become a worldwide organization, a transferable, organization, so to say, a kind of, So what I'm building now is that I have a team of 5 board of trustees that are going to be working with me. They are going to be in the UK as the headquarters of this project, Scotland to be precise. Then afterward, this board of trustees are also going to come together very soon to give clearance, a legal backing for the establishment of this fund in America, in North America, which include Canada, in Asia, as many as the volunteers are going to come up all over the world. The legal framework is to say, this is not a Maiyegun, this is a Yoruba project. This is yours as it is mine as well, which means that it is transferable. Maiyegun can leave, whatever position I have to take now, Maiyegun can leave that any moment, and then the board can choose somebody else to take over when Maiyegun wants to move on. I want us to build something that should be the foundation for all of our own dreams that we want to happen in Yoruba land. I have this so long, and I have a lot of people who have the similar dreams with me. How do we discover them, and how then do we legally put ourselves, in check of what we do and responsible for all we do, and keep the track of what we do as we begin to do them in the coming weeks and and on like that. So I mentioned the legal part. We want this to remain your project, our project, whereby you are going to set up the executive branch of this all over the world. As you are watching me right now, I have people who have already told me that they want to be volunteers here and there. It is a thankless job. In most cases, it is a no-pay job. So if you volunteer to be part of our executive to carry out of our operations, anyone can do it. And let me tell you something. What we are building, by the time it comes upstream, it's called a sort of a layer-styled system of leadership and then organization generally. What does that mean? Everyone is replaceable. I mean, you are a volunteer, aren't you? As you are a volunteer from your region, from any part you are, and you got chosen to lead them based on whatever you have to offer, after few of your own activities, your contribution, your show of commitment in a space of a short time that can earn the trust of the people in your own location. You are in Chicago. You are a volunteer in Chicago. And there you are. When we have over, maybe let's say we have over 1,000, 5,000 people. In the state of Illinois alone, and in Chicago, you have more than 200 or 300 of you who are members of this whole movement. Then they choose you to lead them, knowing that any one of them could be the leader, representing that group there. If they say move, there is a legal framework that you know yourself that you have to move. So this is a layer system that we have built so that any suspicion of a compromise by anyone who is given the responsibility of representing us in any part of the world, when we finally come upstream, any form of alleged breach of a trust, you will be removed. And to let you know that you have no control for real, you are just a representative. All of us own this. And to make you realize this, you will read this in the legal framework before you eventually take up the responsibility. The point we want to imbue, want to try to imbue in people, to ingrain in people, is to see that if you want a good leadership that can bring results in anything we do in Yoruba land, then you must be an example of what you want to see out there. If you are ever happen to be in any of those positions, which is going to be in thousands, we are going to create something that is so massive. Yes, very, very massive. I'm talking about a big thing for Yoruba people, for Yoruba land, and you are going to own it. You are going to nurture it. You are going to make it live. You're going to give it life. You're going to represent it. You're going to be the ambassador for it. And we're talking about millions of people all over the world. Now, that responsibility is what we want to imbue in every one of us. So if you found yourself in any leadership position, just know that you owe us that responsibility of making us better and better and better until we reach our own promised land. I mean, Yoruba land. So take it serious. Get convinced. Own your conviction. Spread it in your family members. Talk to your sons and children. Talk to your children. Talk to your spouses. Own this, because in the next 10 years, you are going to be grateful that you did. You are doing this. The success of this is going to be a generational one. And guess what? The success of it is up to you. The idea is there. How do we make it work? It's up to you. It's up to me. We can talk all morning, all night about the insecurity. But if we don't do something traceable, something trackable, something you can check, something you can touch, rightly or wrongly, you can pretty much judge, something you can call yours, something you can pretty much say, are we winning or are we losing? People signed, 5 million people signed a petition to leave Nigeria. Now it is time to put that number into practice. It is time to put that number into use. It is time to discover those numbers because they are humans, aren't they? They are people and they are more than that. How do you make that happen? An organization like this is going to make it happen. A layers kind of organization that is all about responsibility, leadership. If you are either representing as a leader or you are following a directive of an event, you are a leader in your own position. Now, if you believe that, it simply means that we cannot afford to fail ourselves. If you cannot afford to fail yourself, I can't afford to fail myself. I don't want to be a failure. Then if you can't afford to be a failure, then you can't afford to be part of something that's going to fail. So, which means if you're part of it, you must never let it fail. And that's the spirit we're going to start with. And then when we get to that point, you see this issue of security, the issue of providing resources, the issue of giving our people the boost, the issue of stopping complaining, right? They will become the thing of the past. You can then say you have it in your hand. Then politically, when those are people who have been manipulated politically receives and begin to see the effect of what we are doing, it's going to also have its own effects. The effect is that, yes, you can be able to now engage them and tell them, this is not right, this is right, this is wrong, and this is right. This is going to hurt you in this way. Then they will begin to listen to you because by then you'll begin to have an alternative for them. Look at it today. We told our people that Nigeria is a failed place, a weakened system that is deliberately weakened. Our people are deliberately impoverished, and they should never be part of an election because if they should be part of it, they are validating the same fraud that is going to continue to impoverish them. But do you know what we missed? We have been telling them same thing again and again, and we want them to also do different thing simply because we are telling them that, they should stop doing it. Stop doing it. Stop listening to them. Stop voting for them. In fact, don't vote for them. We are not providing, or we are not giving them alternatives. We are telling them about Yoruba nation. They know about it, right? But we are not making them own it. But look at what happened in the last few weeks. Peter Obi here, Peter Obi there, Peter Obi here, Peter Obi there. Your Yoruba brothers and sisters who also want Yoruba nation is stylishly mixing up with the Peter Obi. You know why? They too don't want Nigeria. They believe in Yoruba nation. But somehow, they want something more. They want something effective. They want something they can see, they can touch and say, yeah, they can believe in. Not just talk. When the petition for 5 million came up, did you see how they responded? It simply tells you there is a demographic, that there is a demography, a part of us in Yoruba land who want Yoruba nation badly. And once they have something they can touch, something real, they will do what you want them to do, right? But look at it today. Peter Obi here, Peter Obi there. Don't go and register to vote. Don't go and vote. Don't go and do this. Stop wasting your time. Stop validating them. This and that. But they continue to troop out. They want to vote. You know why? People are giving them an alternative. Peter Obi, Peter Obi, Peter Obi, Peter Obi, Peter Obi. Some of those people, some of our own brothers and sisters that you are going to talk to in Nigeria, that are already tired of a PDP APC. Some of them are beginning to realize that they should boycott if it's going to be APC PDP. They're not going to be part of it anymore. Now look at what is going on. They've turned it into a political revolution. You and I believe that the system is going to come hard on them. But guess what? Before the system come hard on them, somebody just gave them an alternative. Something they believe that if they manage to pull it off, they could end PDP APC. What will happen afterward? They may not be thinking about that yet. Or somehow they are now believing that they could end that. There are people who believe that with Yoruba nation, they will be done with PDP APC in their lives. Do you know that? All these things, they work hand in hand. If you want the people on your side, you must provide them something they can feel, something they can touch. And you need to give it to a larger number, a larger populace. And that's where I stand. And that is my goal. How do you make an average Yoruba son and daughter so passionate about who he is? Nigeria is going to be great. They are shouting it again. But Nigeria is going to happen to them. When Nigeria happens to them, many of them are going to be so disappointed, dejected. But there are those that are veterans in that area. They have been disappointed again and again and again and again and again by Nigeria. That nothing shocks them anymore. There are young people that shouldn't get used to that. When people say, let us, Yoruba should wake up, Yoruba should raise the army, Yoruba should this and that. We have them. We are just not present in them. How do we get present? How do we become present in them? Yoruba Rescue Fund. You and I. You and I will do that. We have volunteers who are going to collect donations in the area of personal use, personal effects, personal merchandise, and stuff like that. That we are going to pump into that same economy, Yoruba land. To tell people not to join any of the charade election and what have you, it's easier. Give them an alternative. I have said a lot tonight. I have given an idea that you can call amateur advice. All of now will be security experts. You don't hear me tonight. Or war killers. I don't believe they were arrested. The police have come out to say they have not been arrested. All the news about the killers of our people in Owo yesterday has become a mumbo jumbo, something that is messed up right now. Are they going to capture the ISWAP, the terrorists that kill our people? I don't think so. Not by using this method. We must do better. I'll open my line. Because, like I said, me I know to know everything. But waiting I talk tonight, you reason them too. Reason it. Reason everything I've said. And then tell me that I am totally wrong. And I will listen to you when I get back from making my tea. Now, you can like that video once again before you probably join me for that chart. Like the video, still share it, subscribe if you haven't. And when I get back, we'll continue. I'll take calls. but I think I have a caller, by the way. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Oh, it says the call couldn't connect. I think that should be a network issue. Sorry about that. My caller was calling from Nigeria. I have another caller, by the way. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, ma.
Hello, Shalafia, ni long time.
No, I could just met Shalafia.
Lala nko Shalafia number one wa.
Adupe Alafia ni ma. Oh, ni Shalafia le, you know what?
Fiani. Maiyegun hotel notice nkan ni. They don't have a governor in Lagos State anymore. The governor is in Abuja. Second in command to Tinubu.
And back it if number insane.
So even if Lagos State anything happen, they bomb Lagos State now. Lagos State is on their own.
Well, they will come for photos there. They will come and take pictures and promise.
Okay. Then Maiyegun Ondo Kakanfo said that he get an intelligence that the food that is an helicopter that dropped the food for the people that for the Boko Haram that attacked the church in our state, in Ondo State.
Yeah.
How did Ondo Kakanfo know about that?
Because
Then when he know that they were dropping food for them, why can't he just? I thought he said it was Ondo Kakanfo. Why didn't he just do some intelligence and efforts to take them out?
That's a big question, man.
Well, he needs to show us the video that we saw them that he saw them when they were dropping the food for those Boko Haram that went to attack them in Ondo State.
Okay.
Maiyegun, you know what I think? You know those Boko Haram that they caught on the bush showing. I think those are the people that attack Owo. I don't know. I just feel that what to Jebo there and all of us we are.
Yeah, were they caught after the attack, or before?
After the attack, they called them this 2 days ago or yesterday. CCTV camera or somebody in Jebo, the Elisha called those Boko Haram, about 20 of them with guns coming inside around midnight. Yeah, you don't hear of that?
I haven't.
Oh, there was about 20 X-men caught with arms and guns at the middle of the night with CCTV camera for one of the owner house or something like that in Ogun State.
Around the Jebu?
Yeah,
you said?
Yeah, it's showing. Yeah. Yeah, it just happened about 2 days ago.
Really? About what? 2 days ago?
Really? Yes. Then they said a boy. Yeah, nobody's sleeping there anymore with their robbers. They said they were afraid because they caught those Boko Haram. 20 of them with guns and ammunition. A lot of ammunition with them. Around 12 or something like that.
I remember that video where they said people are packing and leaving. They said they killed 2.
No, not that one. That one is Adokuta. This one is Jebu in Jebode.
I'm gonna look into it. Seriously.
Yeah, look into it and play it on your show.
And get something, yeah.
Okay.
It's an information.
Maiyegun, you know what I heard?
Yes, sir. Tell me, ma'am.
I heard that what Tinubu said when he went to Abeokuta last week about I'm the one that helped him to become president. I heard that Aisha Buhari confirmed it. That was the exact thing that he told Buhari before Buhari become president. And they said that Aisha Buhari said no, but Aisha Buhari actually blocked all the northern politicians from seeing it.
It was last minute. It's like Buhari just thrown all of his own cabal under the bus. Last minute. But
no, because Aisha Buhari blocked all of them from seeing Buhari. Aisha Buhari said nobody will see Buhari because Buhari swear by Quran that if Tinubu is able to help him to become the president of Nigeria, that he's going to make sure Tinubu become the president too.
As well.
If you notice that the meeting they did, it was like a cool meeting. It was this El-Rufai that called the emergency meeting. and throw everybody under the bus. I said, how the Northerners have agreed that the presidency is going to the South?
I remember.
Because they said the effect of Yoruba nation screaming and what that guy, that Steve Dinumbu or whatever they call him, said that Abuja. And the effect of that Yoruba nation must go, and the 5 million petition, they were, let me tell you, they're not as scared from what I heard. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, ma. Let me take another one. That's some info there, you know what I mean? We all hear that too. Hello.
Tuale.
Oh yeah, Kowale. How you doing, Baba?
Kowale, Baba.
Kowale.
I did. Oluwa. I'm not too good. I'm not too good because it's like I don't really know what is going on. You know?
They won't play us in Yoruba land now. You'll be here, they kill our people, then they stage here and there. You can't see their face, you don't know their names, and that's it. Then they come around and
all those things are distraction. All those crazy. All those things are game. Now game, now format. We be street now. We know how this thing they go now. Yeah. We be street now. Maybe not even listen to all these people. The main thing is to make we just focus. See, I have my grievances with Ilano, kind of, because I was expecting them to really, really take charge of. I don't know what they are doing. I'm not, with all due respect, I don't know what they are doing. I don't know what their blueprint is. Because look at now we've gotten the 5 million signatures. What next? They are having town hall meeting. What is my business with town hall meeting? I've not even seen any international media talking about what their program is, bringing it to light. I don't know what's going on. It's like people are just like championing Aluta. So my own belief, just like championing Aluta. Because by now, the incident of this war was enough to see people on TV, to see people on national television, even if it's CNN and the rest of them. And we're telling them that this is what is happening. We are the Yoruba people. We've gotten our people that said they want to leave. We look at what is happening to us. We are supposed to utilize that opportunity and champion our cause. Let the whole world know what is happening to the Yoruba people.
At all, I know. Unfortunately.
The brother was killed. The brother was killed for blasphemy or so to speak. Nobody's like nobody is even nobody should. These are pests that we are supposed to step on and hit hard on the system, hit hard on pretense. That we this country has expired since 2014. Look at what is happening to us there. We're going to buy 15 million, 5 million to all buy anything, but it's all buy anything. Kill every say. I don't understand. I've been checking all the whole media houses, international media. I didn't even tell you on the opposition. Can you kill our go? Second part online, I think Parigoni. I will not joke us. Are we well us? Are we well? What is going on? It's only you that is even campaigning some things.
I wish I could give you answers to all those questions. I really do wish I could.
For the past how many days, I'm just like, we are just wailing well up. No blueprint, no strategy, no nothing. No nothing. Only can look on online, the podcast, online. We are joking. So we don't want anything. So when it was supposed to be a channel of exposing the evil happening in Nigeria, the president. That is not what it is. To me, that is not what it's calling. So what it's calling was supposed to be on the media, exposing all this rot happening in that nation. The president. That is what it's calling. He has been his calling. Ever since the left our presidency, the money Sowore has concentrated fully on exposing the whole rot that is happening in Nigeria. All this, even for that 2 years or whatever he has been doing under detention or lockdown, whatever they call it, shit they did to him. Look at what he would have achieved all over the president. That is what he's calling. What he missed here. I feel very bad because every time I come out, online championing, online. What nothing is on ground. What was the power in your law?
Including us, Abi. We are not comparing.
No, if if not for us, look at what you achieved for the few times, the few resources you got. You went and erect. You show what you did now. So that you're not erect billboards. They did nothing. Because you came up with all sorts of things. You want to come and hold town hall meeting.
I know. We just have to.
You are the only one we have, oh. You are the only one we have. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this now. Please, do something for us. Please, I beg of you. Or else we all will just fizzle out. Please, I beg of you.
We won't fizzle out.
We are looking up to you. We are holding on to you. Please, my brother, don't fail us, please.
Of course. I mean,
please, I beg of you.
It's becoming more frustrating. I can tell, right?
Nevertheless, you don't feel it now, brother. You don't feel it now. If not for you, can't get announcement. I don't want to hear those kind of things. Bring it to the whole world. Not this CNN, not the Ajazili, not the Ogun Pariwo. These are an influence. Let's talk about. I'm talking about me and you were talking about this the other time. Yeah. We have to bring people that will bring this thing on to the fore. So we debate it.
Yes.
Look at what Ukraine did. Ukraine Chokodi. Don't follow killing everywhere now. Everybody supports war.
Yeah.
I want to say town hall meeting. I say meeting. Meeting will I say. One more with your killing thing. Look at what you are suggesting now. People know that you are suggesting more. I don't even know what they are planning or what they are even talking about it. Yeah. Please, I beg of you,
me, I understand.
No.
Yeah, we'll get there, Baba. We'll get there. I can tell, but we'll get there. Sure, you get, because a lot is going on behind the scene as well, and hopefully we will not fall in the same ditch. Okay, Baba. So I'm with you. Let me take another one. It is tension rising, by the way, but again. Hello, sir. Hello there.
Baba. Hello, Maiyegun.
Ekale.
Mo get ilé ní Ọlọ́run ṣeun láti ọdún tí mo ti ń pè.
Inú mi dùn ṣàpẹ mẹkẹ. Báwo ni sà?
Ẹ kú ètò.
Àwa nìyẹn sà.
Mo wà. Nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ second nǹkan tí obìnrin yẹn sọ kó tó di kọ́là obìnrin yẹn nípa Tinubu. Ilé information tí mo fẹ́ give from the close source ó ṣe pé wọ́n ní wọ́n pé ṣe get ẹ mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ pé àwọn not ń bẹ̀rù Tinubu gan torí pé mọ̀mọ́ pé Tinubu lágbára ṣẹ́gẹ̀t ìgbìntì tí Tinubu ṣe ní alẹ́ ọjọ́ yẹn kọ́ ẹ pé tó bá ti máa fún ọ ní APC ticket àwọn alájà fún Yorùbá nation àkùrẹ́ ní pẹ́ tí wọ́n fi gba Yorùbá wọ́n ti arrange everything anybody tó bá wà close to àwọn people yẹn àwọn ìṣòlú ọmọ máa confirm nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ yìí kó kì í ṣe rọ wọ́n ti already get set pé kìíní àìpé mọ̀ fún àìpé mọ̀ fún Tinubu tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì yẹn mátà ìbá ti change o Ọlọ́run láti jẹta mátà ìbá ti change gan-an ẹ̀yin gan tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ pa Yorùbá ní ṣẹ́yìn á ti sún yín gan pé báwo làwọn pípé ṣe gbà wọ̀nyí Ọlọ́run mátà ìbá ti change gan torí nǹkan tí wọ́n ti prepare sílẹ̀ wọ́n ti kó àwọn ẹrù wọlé náà tẹ́lẹ̀ kò ṣe pé fún kínní wọ́n ti kó ẹrù wọlé pé ọmọ tó bá ti máa gba tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì yẹn máa rí àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì táwọn agbèrò wọn máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ké Yorùbá nation káàkiri kò tẹ̀lé sí lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí mídíà gan àwọn yẹn gan á sún wọn so pẹ̀lú ẹrù bíbà ni wọ́n ti fún bàbá yẹn ní tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì but ó wọ̀ jẹ́ pé Ọ̀ṣínbàjò ó lọ jábọ́ sí wọn lọ́wọ́ tó lọ lose guard ara ẹ̀ òun ló fà á torí wọ́n ti rí pé nǹkan mi ni ẹ jẹ́ ká filẹ̀ fún torí Àtíkù ti wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n ti ní brother wọn àwọn people yẹn corporate gan so tó bá ti fẹ́ ṣe election yẹn Àtíkù ni máa vote fún kò kí ṣe Tinubu bọ́kàn fẹ́ fi tu Tinubu láyà kí ara balẹ̀.
àwọn èèyàn tó sọ pé títí Tinubu tó bá lè san owó tó sọ tó fi apart from ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀rù tó dábàá ọtí ẹ̀sìn tó lè san owó tó sọ tó yẹ tó fi gba kíní yẹn lọ́wọ́ wọn yẹn ẹ kàn lè imagine nǹkan tó máa bá wọn fà lórí pé kó tó gba owó kíní àwọn yẹn wá sọ pé
everything ti set kò kí ṣe pé right everything ti set from inner source wọn ni kò kí ṣe pé wọ́n sọ fún mi everything ti set tẹ́lẹ̀ pé ọmọ àwọn people yìí wọ́n máa gba Yorùbá nation tiwa straight yẹn kò kí ṣe pé no going back but ìgbà tí wọ́n ti fún ní APC ticket báyìí
wọ́n kick it down the road náà ni as we are right now àwọn Yorùbá kan ti jẹ́ kó yé Tinubu wípé àpé lórí Yorùbá nation làwọn dúró sí. So whatever it is tó bá wù kó fẹ́ lọ fà ń bẹ̀ yẹn ti gẹ̀ ń sìn. Well, it's him and
but the funniest part is pé Tinubu ò lè jẹ president on the funniest part. Nǹkan tí ó mọ̀ nìyẹn, ó kọ́ sí Yorùbá nation yẹn ti ṣọ́ọ̀jù á dẹ̀ wá.
It's a matter of
time, sir.
Nǹkan tó fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ jẹ́ kó gbà ó ti yẹ yín sìn yìí. So òun dẹ̀ sọ pé tó bá nà òun á máa bọ̀ ńlé. So ilé tó dẹ̀ ń bọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àbí ẹ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni náà.
Sir. Thank you so much, sir. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbé another call, yeah? Thank you, sir. So,
hello, brother me.
Oh, hello, sir.
Hello, brother me. Ẹ káalẹ́. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ìlú wa. Kò ní sú ẹ, kò ní rẹ̀ lórúkọ Jésù Kristi. Mo fi message kan sórí chat. Mo pè ní àná náà. Ẹ fẹ́ kí a ṣe surprise ni lórí ohun tí mo rí lánàá yẹn. Àwa over 2,000 la wà lórí ìkànnà sí mi ò àwọn tó wà ní other side. But lórí YouTube over 2,000 la wà ń bẹ̀ ń sìn. Mo fẹ́ kó jù sí wa, bóyá lọ́la ló fẹ́ jù sí wa ni. Ká ṣe kankan, ìbá ṣe even 5,000 la lè raise. Kẹfì sí kíni tí màmá onítìrí ń fẹ́. Ṣọ̀pẹ̀ kẹ́ni kankan ní wá bá tiẹ̀ dá $5. Àwọn táwọn bí pounds ni. Ẹnìkan tó bá dá $5, mo dẹ̀ pé àwọn míì máa tó máa ju $5, tó máa ju £5 lọ. Pé ká tiẹ̀ ṣe surprise bá ṣe máa ń ṣe. Kò ká o ṣẹ̀rùbà wọ́n bí olóyè Sunday Igboho ká ṣẹ̀rùbà wọ́n pé lórí platform Maiyegun.
Ṣẹ̀rí láfítà ta sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá yẹn. Very lovely idea tẹ̀múwá yẹn. Ń ṣe ni mo lọ as usual mo lọ rò lórí ẹ̀ so máa sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa bá ṣe jọ ń wo iná ni. Ṣé yẹn ń sìn? Ṣẹ̀rí bí idea inú wa làwa fi ń ṣe nǹkan níbi ìṣó tí yẹn ń sìn. So mo wá rántí pé bí àwọn èèyàn ṣe mú idea ọ̀rọ̀ olóyè one time yẹn náà lélẹ́yìí ẹ̀tígẹ́tì ń sìn ó dẹ̀ padà wá di bó ṣe fẹ́ lọ di tó bá jẹ́ bá ṣe handle ẹ̀ ṣẹ́gẹ́tì ń sìn. So ó ti wá jẹ́ kí n wá sọ wípé mi ò ń fẹ́ ẹni tó bá ti ń jọmọ́ pé mò ń bá èèyàn kan ṣe àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ ẹni tó bá ti ń jọmọ́ rò owó ń sìn kò tẹ̀ fẹ́ nǹkan kan ṣe pẹ̀lú anybody ṣẹ́gẹ́ but ọ̀rọ̀ security la sọ yìí èmi kò
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo wa ní
ṣòye yín sìn ẹ̀yin náà ti di òkun sìn that's my own way to a few towards mi ò ṣe jẹ́ kí n gbé bí anything inú rẹ̀ la fẹ́ ṣe ń time yẹn tẹ́ bá rántí tó padà wá di ẹjọ́ sọ̀tún tó padà wá di nǹkan tó fẹ́ lè gbé àṣẹ ọmọ kọ́mọ ní Maiyegun yìí ṣe é understand so mo ti wá pé wá fẹ́ wà cautious ẹ get wọ́n ti try open already and like you said gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ wa ẹ jẹ́ gbọ́ their opinions but personally mo fẹ́ try láti avoid anything tó bá ní ṣe pẹ̀lú anybody at all so mo wá fẹ́ kó di pé tá a bá ṣe nǹkan tá à ń ṣe lọ as a body àwa lè sọ pé ó yá ẹ get ń sìn ká sọ́kà ọ̀gá ẹ ti ń sìn níbí yìí nǹkan àṣebáyìí o ọ̀ṣẹ́rí ká starter fresh yẹn nǹkan tó wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀fà sà ó ju èje lọ ìtọ́ lè sọ fún yín lọ́ máa ń sọ fún yín yẹn and at the end of the day even ẹ̀yin gan èèyàn kan wò mí lórí aago yìí ń sìn táwọn tàjọ́ ń wà lórí afọ́nrán yìí kò sí wàhálà tó ń ṣe kó tó di pé mi àti àwọn bàbá kékeré sọ̀rọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n gbà tó débi tó dé yẹn mo ní regret gan so mi ò fẹ́ tún but ẹ jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn náà tún kọ́ bá a dá sí mo appreciate yín
ó yé mi brother mi nítorí gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe sọ ó ti sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn gan dáadáa sórí ká má wo ọ̀tún ká má wo òsì mo sọ lánàá pé a bí ẹ nítorí ìrìn àjò yìí ni níwájú ọlá a bí ẹ láti pé ìrìn àjò yìí ìwọ la fà lé lọ́wọ́ tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ ìwọ la fà lé lọ́wọ́ you understand so ìgbà mi wà tẹ́ pé àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ibi tí Ọlọ́run mú ẹ tó fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ìrìn àjò yìí dé nípasẹ̀ àti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ ó ní mo bẹ̀ ẹ́ fún níwájú Ọlọ́run mo bẹ̀ ẹ́ mo mọ nǹkan tó ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ tó fi ṣe.
ẹ kọ́ àwọn tó máa ṣe náà lẹ́ ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ṣá ẹ sà àwọn náà lẹ́ ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ yìí
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo àwọn tá a wà lórí ìkànnà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run àwọn èèyàn wa ni ẹ jẹ́ wa làwọn tó ń pa ẹ jẹ́ wa nítorí Ọlọ́run gbogbo àwọn tá a wà lórí ìkànnà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ má wọ ká wo gbogbo nǹkan tó sọ àbí kẹjẹ ká nítorí ẹ̀jẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti ta sílẹ̀ ẹ̀dálẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ o ṣe wọn náà ń pè ní bàbá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a lè dákẹ́
owó wọn ló fẹ́ fi
a lè dákẹ́ irọ́ láyé máa dá ibẹ̀dà a gbọ́dọ̀ dákẹ́ tàbá dákẹ́ gbẹ́ bó ṣe sọ àmẹ́ tó máa kàn lọ́la a gbọ́dọ̀ dákẹ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run gbogbo àwa tá a wà lórí kan mo bẹ̀ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe kíní kíákíá ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe ká tọwọ́ bàpò ibi tá a dẹ̀ ti mú ọba òkè ó máa fọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ rọ́bò nítorí àwọn èèyàn wa àwa bá mi kankan ò ṣe wà ń gbádùn náà ṣùgbọ́n ilé wa ò gbádùn bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ẹ wò dàn.
Maiyegun ẹ̀kalẹ́ o àwòkọ́ tí wọn ló kọ́kọ́ wọlé àjọ ń try ní bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe ń pè yín làwọn náà ń pè so ẹ jẹ́ ká kúkú fòkò kan pẹ̀yẹ méjì ẹ̀kalẹ́ Maiyegun ẹ̀rọ̀ràṣà àdúpẹ́ o làákàyè yín Ọlọ́run ò ní pa yes ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ àgbà gidi ni yín kémi tó fi ṣe àfikún ọ̀rọ̀ títí wọn ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́mi fẹ́ sọ gangan tẹ́lẹ̀ mo fẹ́ bá ọ̀nkù Fílẹ̀ àwọn ni mo fẹ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀ torí mo rí pé nǹkan kan ò yé wọn mo wá wò pé bóyá tí n bá lè láyé wọn á lè yé wọn dáadáa ó ní ọ̀nkù kan tán kọ́ pé fọ́ọ̀sì lẹ́ẹ̀kan ẹ ti mọ tí mo rí fáàsì yẹ Fílẹ̀ ẹ ti mọ ẹ wò ọ̀nkù agbọ́ gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ rí everybody náà ní ìkanra yẹn mú ṣùgbọ́n mo fẹ́ ṣe àlàyé kékeré kan fún yín sà ṣe rí ọ̀rọ̀ petition of ta sign gbogbo láàrin ara wa pé a ti máa ń fẹ̀dí ara wa síta jù so ìwọ̀nba lẹ́kàn rí tó ń sọ síta tí gbogbo èèyàn ń gbọ́ ṣe rí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ petition yìí òun náà ló fẹ́ papọ̀ mọ́ nǹkan tí ọkọ mi sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí ẹ̀ lálẹ́ ìsìn nǹkan tó kàn sí ọ̀kan lè dédé declare just like that no because àti ní àwọn ọmọ ogun kọ̀ọ̀kan tá a fi sí gbogbo ìgbèríko wa pàápàá ní bọ́dà wa dẹ̀ lórígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ibi tí ilẹ̀ wa wà tá a gbọ́dọ̀ máa yan tán náà ni òun la ṣe ń fọgbọ́n ṣe pé security a fẹ́ kí gbogbo nǹkan yẹn ti wà lẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn tó máa ṣe ti wà àwọn èèyàn tó fẹ́ fira wọn lẹ̀ ti wà gẹ́gẹ́ bí Maiyegun ti sọ something like that.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni ọgbẹ olùkọ tèmi náà fi ń sọ yẹn ṣe tẹ bá rí nǹkan tí mo ra ń sọ lẹ́ǹkan yẹn mo rọ fi style yìí ń sọ pẹ ni pé èmi mọ̀ pé àwọn nǹkan yẹn wà ńlẹ̀ àwa kọ́ dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ẹ̀pù ń bọ̀ ṣẹ́gẹ̀tì ń sìn so eventually wọ́n máa padà kanwọ́ àti táwa ń ṣe àti tí àwọn náà ẹtí gẹ̀ẹ́sì sí because intention tàbí ní pé àwọn tó bá ti lẹ́ẹ̀tì fáwọn.
so lèmi ṣe ń sọ mo fẹ́ sọ fún.
mo ń gbádùn yín mà ẹ máa sọ.
pé kí n lè clarify àárín yẹn fún ọ̀nkù Fílẹ̀ wípé nǹkan tó kàn wá kù wọ́n ti fún wọn lórúkọ so pé nǹkan tó kàn wá kù gangan sí kásẹ̀ tó ṣe anything nípa ọ̀rọ̀ 5 million yẹn òun ni láti yí àyíká wa po ká secure ẹ̀ ṣóye yín so nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin yẹn kọ̀ǹkù yẹn má rò pé bóyá wọ́n kàn ń sọ̀rọ̀ lásán ni o pé bóyá iṣẹ́ ò lọ iṣẹ́ ń lọ gidi gan ni o then lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tí ọkọ mi bá yín sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sà Mr. Maiyegun mo understand yín o in fact mo understand kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan tí gbogbo àwa tá à ń wò yín tá à ń gbọ́ yín pátápátá ó gbẹ̀yìn sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ a mọ bó ṣe ń lọ lọ́dọ̀ ẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan ṣe rí nǹkan tó ṣe dàbí ẹni pé bóyá pé à ń fẹ́ pé kó ṣẹlẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ yín òun ni wípé àwọn èèyàn trust yín wọ́n trust yín ṣẹ̀dẹ̀rí kínní eléyà pé Ogun ti ṣe kínní kan o Ogun ti owó ni kẹ̀kẹ́ ìyìn rere a kàn lè máa pariwo every time so lèmi ṣe wá wò ó láṣẹjọ wò lálẹ́ pé ẹ wo ìyàwó táwọn wo Maiyegun sìn even kó jẹ́ àwa 1000 kákan ṣe ń sìn owó yẹn kì í ṣe pé bóyá pé ẹ máa lọ fi ṣe nǹkan ọ̀yọ́ pé bóyá pé ẹ fẹ́ lọ fi sọ̀rọ̀ security pé bóyá on behalf of Maiyegun no irú owó yẹn tẹ́ bá ṣe ń gàdà ìtàn lálẹ́ ìsìn ẹ wá kó sínú àkáǹtì wọn gbé sílẹ̀ fún tí màmá onítìrì gbé sílẹ̀ fún security ẹ wá kó síbẹ̀ pé Maiyegun fans contribution ti wà lélẹ̀ mi mọ̀ bóyá ọ̀rọ̀ mi yé yín sà.
it make sense gan mo wà pẹ̀lú yín.
nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ ká ṣe nìyẹn ṣe rí i pé ó yàtọ̀ sí owó tibí tó rí bákan táwọn agbésùgbọ̀mí wọ́n fẹ́ dà àárín yẹn rú gbogbo wa mọ bó ṣe ń lọ. Maiyegun ẹ fi ọwọ́ yín báyìí kẹ́ fi wọnú kò sẹ́ni kankan tó lè bà yín lórúkọ jẹ́.
sí o.
láṣọ mi bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe ń wẹ̀yìn tẹ̀ ń ráwọn èèyàn láṣọ yín kò síbì kan téèyàn kan ti fẹ́ bí ẹnu ẹ̀tẹ́ lù yín tẹ́mi tẹ̀ máa wo ṣó èèyàn yẹn kò sí ni màá pè wọlé ìnà àsùn kì í ṣe pé bóyá pé kẹ́ ẹ lè fẹ́ràn mi o a mọ ìwà oníkálukú yín téèyàn kan bá ń ṣe nǹkan dáadáa tí n bá rí ibi tán ti fẹ́ bàjẹ́ lórí platform kankan tí mo dẹ̀ wá ń bẹ̀ tí n bá sọ̀rọ̀ lálẹ́ ọjọ́ èmi ò ní sùn gbádùn irú èèyàn tèmi jẹ́ nìyẹn first time tèmi máa pè yín lálẹ́ nìyẹn bọ̀.
mo dẹ̀ appreciate yín mo like it.
ṣe ìwọ̀nba àlàyé yẹn fún ọkùn yẹn dẹ̀ kí ọkọ mi lẹ́yìn pé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ gbogbo àwọn táwa ní platform mo dẹ̀ bẹ̀ Maiyegun nítorí Ọlọ́run mo bẹ̀ mo forí ìyá yìí àti bàbá yín bẹ́ẹ̀ yìí ní bóyá kí n má sọ pé bóyá lẹ̀ bóyá ọ̀la ni ò bóyá ọ̀tún là ó ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa get ready €5 £5 ká kàn ṣe tá a bá ti ṣe tán Maiyegun máa kó sínú àkáǹtì tí màmá onítìrì gbé sílẹ̀ gbogbo àlà ń pariwo security so bá ṣe máa ṣe nìyẹn wá kọ́ síbẹ̀ pé ṣó ti yẹ yín so kò sí nǹkan kò ní sówó yẹn lọ́wọ́ yín débi pé bóyá wọ́n tún máa sunkún pé wọ́n pè yín pé kẹ́ mówó wá ẹ̀ mówó wá.
mo agree pẹ̀lú yín mà ẹ jẹ́ ká wo nǹkan táwọn èèyàn wa máa sọ pa ẹ̀.
ṣá Maiyegun so nǹkan tí mo.
yeah àti true open náà nìyẹn at least nǹkan tá à ń ṣe bíi náà ni pé a ti ń sọ all the time yìí pé apart from pé ká sọ nípa nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ anyway tá a bá ti lè help ní kò bá jẹ́ little báyìí ẹ ti gẹ́ ń sìn we are willing to ó ti yẹ yín sìn àti pé wọ́n dẹ̀ ní yínníyínní kẹ́ni lè ṣe míì ni èèyàn tó bá bẹ́gi dínà ẹgbẹ̀fà lọ́nà ṣe kí ni èèyàn tó bá dúpẹ́ ẹgbẹ̀fà ńgbà mi ó ti bẹ́gi dínà ẹgbẹ̀je but again orí Maiyegun la wà yìí àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ ti gbọ́ yín ẹ já wo bọ́yẹ máa treat ẹ̀ mà ẹ gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ wa ṣẹ gbọ́ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì wà ń bẹ̀ dàpọ̀ tí wọ́n ti kúrò lórí aago anyway àwọn èèyàn ti react already o and I'm so sorry pé hello. We just turned that to Yoruba there sir.
Maiyegun.
Sir.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
Hello, I can hear you. Thank God.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I got through. Yeah, this is Oluwaseun from Texas.
Did you say Oluwaseun, sir, from Houston, Texas?
This one got me nípa ẹni tó pè é lé àyẹn tó ní kí nínú àná ń ṣe nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Maiyegun ìwọ nìkan láyé. I appreciate the good work you are doing, but Maiyegun,
yes, sir.
Be careful about flatterers. Ẹ má jẹ́ káyọ̀ máa sọ pé àyìn nìkan ni o tó bá ń ṣẹ́yìn tẹ́ bá ti lè ṣe kìnnìkan àlè rí ṣe mọ́ o. Be careful of people that flatters you.
I'm with you, sir.
Kìnnìkan. They are also doing fantastic job. Let no one come here and say, iṣẹ́ wo náà ń ṣe àwọn ṣe kankan. They are doing a lot. If you don't know, I'm not ìlànà
èmi tẹ̀ máa ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn
let's just say we know ourselves.
èmi tẹ̀ máa ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn wípé ẹ máa gbọ́ sà máa ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn wípé ṣe rí àwọn èèyàn lè máa ṣe nǹkan yìí bí a ṣe fẹ́ kọ́ ṣe ọ̀ tí ò bá jẹ́ ìtàn ń ṣe náà àwọn ò ní láì dí àbò ṣe yẹ kọ́ ṣe o ìyẹn ni pé no matter ọ̀bọ̀ ṣe ń ṣe eléyìí ń ṣe tẹ̀ tọ̀hún ń ṣe tẹ̀ eléyìí ń ṣe tẹ̀ the most important ni pé everybody ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Yorùbá nation lénìí right so tí gbogbo wa bá wá lè continue láti máa add more and more to it tó ṣe kò ń ṣe competition máa ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn bó ṣe rí àwọn èèyàn tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ náà àwọn tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ náà mo fẹ́ kẹ́ rí from their own angle yìí pé sometimes this whole thing can be so frustrating tẹ́ bá ń béèrè question tẹ́ ẹ gba real answer ẹ ti understand sin can make you say things tó yẹ kéèyàn sọ gan gbogbo alájọ ń ṣe o because àwọn tìlànà gan tó bá débi tó dé yìí àti ibi tó ń bá lọ gan we can't just lè yí sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kò ṣe é yí sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ now ẹ ti gẹ̀ sà.
Ṣẹ́ẹ̀tì Maiyegun, we are Yoruba. We are not like Hausa or all these things. Kẹ́ni kan máa sọ̀rọ̀ pé ibi gbogbo wa lọ lọ́dẹ̀ máa tẹ̀lé. Do you know the challenges these people are even facing? As a petition starts at our own referendum. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀. So what that group is so called Yoruba nation.
Is an achievement, sir.
Fantastic.
It's no mean achievement. So you need to take achievement kékeré. So 5 million, you pull it off. What are your concerns?
Do you now know that some other organization in this Yoruba nation team also say I don't drag you up just because say it's glory. Okay, look at these people. After the prayer, I told her, you see the last joy, like that, it's not only now one job. Money, I'm going to go there, I'm going to go president. Why are they doing that? Because my first step from another organization, I want to work there. They don't want anybody to get glory. And the fact is that if we don't work together, we have the same destination. Why don't you put so that we can achieve this? People are working, and that woman.
Yeah, Esa. Try to get this. Konikaluku play role without having to do condescending.
Fantastic.
I agree, 100%.
Now, about the everything yesterday, because the last stage, declaration, but let's distance people. They can't declare like that. Okay, election identity. They can't just declare like that. There are so many things that need to be prepared for. And the family, the couple that called, are you getting my point? And I will advise you, Maiyegun, I'm being sincere now. You are good, people trust you. Don't go and mortgage yourself, with them again. That's that advice that you want.
Sorry, the line is actually like kind of breaking up. I wouldn't know what to say to that. Can you hear me, sir? Hello. Okay. I hope you are able to get back in again. Anyway, but let me take another call. Hello there.
One name.
One name. One name. How are you, brother?
This is one name.
You are listening to the broadcast. You need to mute that broadcast, so me and you can talk on the phone.
Yeah, I'm
because I can hear myself.
Anyway. No. Is it okay now?
It is now, yes. Can you hear me now yourself?
Yeah, I can hear you properly, my brother.
Fantastic. So, how are you, sir?
Thank you for the good job. This from my dial here is the 202 times before I could pull through to you.
So sorry. You see, there is this our lady
so,
that I do feel sorry for as well, and that is a princess. Yeah, there was these 2 nights, especially last night. Yeah, I saw her and I was like, God knows if it's probably not up to 800 times dial. Like it was like that. I've never seen her die like that before. I've never seen her like that. I bet she was like a few. So I can imagine yours, sir. So it's good to have you on, by the way.
Hello?
Something is delaying us again. Hello, can you hear me?
Again. So, let me not take most of your time.
Please.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir, please.
Okay. Let me not take most of your time anyway. Thank you for the good job. But I really want to comment on, I think, is it the first or the second caller?
Okay. What do you remember that she said?
And the guy, yeah, and the guy that echoed almost the same thing that she said. Oh, that the reason they gave Tinubu this ticket was that they are afraid of him. They are afraid of him. I want people to understand something. The more you keep empowering these people that they are afraid of him, and he is doing the wrong thing to his own people, that is being compromised. It doesn't have anything to do that he is strong, and yet he's doing the wrong thing to his people. He is being compromised.
He is compromised.
Right. And the one that is compromised, trust me, he is powerless. That is the reason he is compromised. But when we come up here and we keep telling people that, oh, because of Tinubu is strong, he's strong. Oh, that this person is strong. This politician from the start wrong. That's the reason. Let me tell you, we keep empowering them as
there's no real
somebody.
strong politician in the southern Nigeria in the real sense of it. Just mouth.
There is no strong policy. All they have on all of them is compromise. Because if you're strong, you have to fight for your people. Right. You can imagine the dog and the that has his children. Think about it, how that chicken protects his children, no matter the person that comes against that children.
Give it all. You know, the chicken would rather die and allow you to take our children away.
What the hell are we talking about?
Oh dear. I think we're having the network issue again. One name, you there? Something is not right. It's like when my callers get to a certain, I don't know if it's them or it's me. Hello. No, it's not lowing. It's not lowing. So let me see. I have, where is the, so I have another caller. Hopefully this connects. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir.
Hello, brother.
How are you?
Sure. Yeah, more.
Alafia ni o, Baba. How are you?
Yeah. Yeah. Every number me abi?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, because you understand. God and the reason to jacking Daruko. So go mental sorrow. So the last time we pay money and Hausa nílùú bí tí mo wà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, mo rántí nsìn.
Mo try láti pè day before the primary election. Mo try láti pè yín because mo try láti change the impression yín pé Tinubu ni win primary. Mo pè njọ́ yẹn and due to information tí mo gbọ́ ni.
Right.
Baba, mi ò ní sọ nǹkan tó pọ̀ jù, but just for maybe 20 seconds. To dangerous to let kó máa bá gbogbo Yorùbá lẹ́rù ni. Wọ́n gbọ́n débi wípé ṣé rí àwọn tó sọ níbi tí mo ti gbọ́rọ̀ yìí lẹ́nu àwọn tó jẹ́ Fúlàní Haúsá tó yẹ kó wọ́n wá kàwé nílùú yìí. Because a máa ń play ball. Ibẹ̀ náà ti ń sọ wípé báyìí náà fẹ́ ṣe. I bet you tí àwọn Yorùbá tí wọ́n bá dìde there will be no 2024. Even tí 2024 bá máa exist kò ní sí Yorùbá tó máa wà ní Nàìjíríà, Yorùbá tó máa jẹ́ slave. Ẹgbàá nǹkan ni mo sọ fún yín. Mi ò sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ bàbá. Tó bá jẹ́ pé ẹ fún mi chance ni, tó bá pẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ kí n pè yín later, mo máa sọ àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan fún yín dáhùn.
I'll arrange here. We can exchange text there and then I'll arrange here. You know what I mean? So, checking be another goy. Sorry that, yeah. Hello there.
Maiyegun General.
Baba.
Olórúkọ kábàsà.
Kábíyèsí o.
Ẹ kálẹ́. Ọjà rẹ̀ ẹ̀kújọ́ mẹ́ta. Family kọ́. Àwọn ọmọ mi kọ́. Bá ní Lílà.
Lílà wà.
Ọjà rẹ̀ ẹ̀pẹ̀lẹ́. Ọjà rẹ̀. Ó ní kí n lọ́gbọ̀ ẹrù ní ìpẹ́ kúṣẹ́ takuntakun tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta àráyé pè wọlé. Lórí gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí ń sọ látẹ̀yìn náà lánìí ká.
Lójú òpó, but thank God pé ẹ make it, sir.
Oníkàpẹ̀ tẹ́lú jẹ ṣé lórí ilé tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọ́n gbàtà mí tàn ṣé ilé tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ dírámà ni ṣé rí àwọn olóṣèlú wa ẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ló máa gbà wá lọ́wọ́ wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ní àgbọ́dọ̀ sùn because wọ́n fi wá ta káàtì ni wọ́n fẹ́ pa iná ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ̀ kán kójú wa kú ńbẹ̀ kò sí ìgbà tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀ tí Akérédolú ti wá olùkọ́ àpáta bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń gbé wọ́n mọ̀ pé ń gbé inú àpáta as a civil security of the state láti jọ ẹ̀ smoke wọn àtún bẹ́ẹ̀. ẹ ọ̀sán mi náà ó wá di bíjọ́ kẹta wá sọ pé àwọn ti rí wọn mú wọ́n rí wọn mú kò sí ìbò ṣé ọlọ́pàá ni wọ́n lọ fún ara wọn fún ni o àbí wọ́n lọ sí ìjọba direct.
hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì lọ́nà ti bá wọn.
àwọn aráàlú ò rí wọn wọn ò rí wọn náà kò sẹ́ni tó nà wọ́n nù wọn oògùn dẹ̀ mú gbóògùn ṣe máa mú yẹn lẹ̀ Yorùbá ó máa kàbọ̀ ni ó máa sọ pé ìwọ ló ṣe wọ́n ti máa fẹ́ lẹ̀ oògùn máa ń gùn yẹn tó gbogbo ọ̀dẹ̀ kan ní wá kẹ́ rí Akérédolú òdìdé gba sáà ẹni tó bá ti gba sáà ní Yorùbá ó mọ̀ bó ṣe lè kéjì gbogbo everything wọ́n tẹ̀ gbogbo tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn ni tó bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ kí ọmọ Yorùbá tọwọ́ bọ̀ tó bá tọwọ́ bọ̀ á jẹ́ pé n tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ó lọ́wọ́ òun àti kábíyèsí nú because tá a bá ní káàró dá ọlọ́pàá dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ wà tó máa station síbẹ̀ first class ọba many of first class ọba ló bá ní police station ní barak mini police post ní barak tí wọ́n fi ń gbúròó bọ́tá gbọ́ ẹ̀mí tẹ̀wẹ́ tí àwọn náà ò kàtẹ́ tí wò kàtẹ́ bí kẹ́ ní àtẹ̀n kádé sí ìyẹn rárá pẹ̀lú ìdílẹ̀kẹ́ mọ́ bíbẹ̀ yẹn ìyá Akérédolú dèdè tó ní inú àpáta bẹ́ẹ̀ náà.
lọ ti wá bíbẹ̀ lọ́dún
àti bá àwọn àtàwọn tẹ́lẹ̀ gbogbo yẹn kán mọ̀ gbogbo wa àwa ní ká mọ̀ tara wa lórí ọ̀rọ̀ security wa ẹ jẹ́ ká mú lọ́kùnkúndùn ká mú lọ́kùnkúndùn gidi gbogbo ilé tí wọ́n tara wọn ni àbẹ́ ọ̀sá mi náà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ gbọmọ àwọn èèyàn wa ẹ má jẹ́ kó mi tútù dà sí wa lọ́kàn ibi tá a bá ń lọ la máa lọ àbẹ́ because strategy ni anybody mọ̀ láti lè camp wa down kára yìí penetrate ni because wọ́n ti mọ kàmpé tí wọ́n máa ṣe nà pé tó bá fẹ́ Tinubu kì í sọ ọmọ alẹ́ Yorùbá ni òye gé sí Yorùbá wọ́n fẹ́ lè máa wọlé pa anybody bẹ́ẹ̀ nísìnyí tó kó bá tí lójúkọ méjì bá fojú kọ́ra wọn àlá máa tọ́ tí mobilization sáàtì àwọn Tinubu bá pàdé àmọ́ àwọn ẹni tó nílùú we cannot continue to be slave in our own land gbogbo eléyìí tí Tinubu sọ lábẹ́òkúta yẹ pé ó sọ fún Buhari pé ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe kọ́bà fún Yorùbá òdi Yorùbá nation nígbà ríwá irọ́ ni ó fi wájà dúró ni gbogbo nǹkan tí Yorùbá ń ṣe ni wọ́n fi dìbò primary yẹn fún wọ́n mọ̀ pé ta ló lè fèsì Yorùbá nínú gbogbo àwọn tó jáde yẹn pé ìsọ́lé Tinubu ní gbogbo yẹn ti wà lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ pé wọ́n lè camp wa down purpose bí tó ṣe wọlé primary yẹn kò sí ẹni náà tó bá yóò gbùdù àwọn tó kù lọ ọ̀pọ̀ ṣe kankan ọ̀pọ̀ ti ní structure lẹ́ o that's the purpose pé nà pé he has the money ó
ìyá tí ẹ̀kọ́ sáré
ibi tó jẹ́ majority wa tó jẹ́ olóń control ẹ̀
so wọn ní pín Nàìjíríà
so tó bá di divide wọn mọ ibi tí wọ́n lọ ifá àtọ̀tọ̀
tó bá dẹ̀ ti participate nínú election wọn tó bá sọ pé tó bá lose àbí kọ̀kọ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ ọ wá lọ ń pariwo Yorùbá nation àwọn sọ pé àpè àkílẹ̀ tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣégbà tó lose tán ló ṣe bá lọ ń pariwo Yorùbá nation ó dà pé ẹgẹ́ ẹ̀ ó dọ̀ wọn. One moment o. So that pay record of my callers is the reason why I'm having an issue with this. So I'm going to have to fix that some other time. So what I'm going to try to do is I am going to take just one call, one more. I will call it a night. I'm sorry, guys, that you're like, you know, I'm talking about Yorubas are going to speak Yoruba a lot tonight. So hello there.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hey, Maiyegun. Yeah, Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah. Good afternoon. I'm calling from Boston, US.
Good afternoon, sir. From Boston. How is Boston this afternoon?
Yeah.
I love all those names anyway. One day I'll be there. They come that area one day. So all these cities I've read about or I've seen movies from, right? I'll be there one of these days. Soon. Boston.
Yeah, well, we're waiting for you. We do follow you around here a lot.
I know.
I watch your program every time. But it's the time to call in. That's so busy time. But today I have to call in.
I am happy you made it, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just a little contribution we have to say, because sometimes when I listen to you, some days I want to cry. because I go to Nigeria a lot, and we miss home.
I know.
I always think there is nowhere in this world to live other than the place you were born, go to school, your families are, and you left that place to go to another place to start all over again.
That's right.
And I always look at that as sad story of a Yoruba person in my own side. Like, it's not about the money or whether you're living okay where you are in the US, but it's just a matter of like you left a place where you grew up, where if there is no light, you can walk 5 miles without looking on the Google, because that is just your route.
That's right.
But it's not unfortunate we all been driven out of that country, and it's always the sad heavy on my heart every day. Especially when I listen to your story, I was like, damn, like this guy is just nearly.
You can relate and just.
I can relate with I don't know about other people. I don't know about people, but I can relate with what you say. But the only contribution I want to make is you see this the Fulani agenda of taking over the Yoruba land. To them, it's a project.
It is.
And this generation of people that are doing it, they're probably not the ones that might achieve it.
No.
They're laying the ground for their own grandchildren, great-grandchildren.
That is exactly what Fodio did.
Yes, that's what I'm about to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, imagine if Mother Fodio knew it's probably not going to be his own generation that will achieve that.
He knew.
Yes, but so putting Tinubu there, Tinubu can only be there for 8 years. That's it. Mm-hmm. But for them, their projects still continue. And they have a focus. They want to take over. And we can all say nobody will do.
They said historically, that these guys, they play a very long game, which is a waiting game.
Yeah.
And they can wait for decades, even centuries.
They can wait for decades. Yeah, they can wait for decades. And they always go. Yes.
Go on, sir. Yeah. They always go up.
Yeah. And they say, like, the way they say, like, a good leader will always do stuff that he knows is not going to be the beneficiary of it, but his children. That's what all these Fulani do. They're fighting the fight. They're probably going to die there, but they will make sure that grandchildren is going to be beneficiary of it. That's what we're lacking in Yoruba land.
Fortunately.
That is what we're lacking. Everybody wants to enrich their pocket now, enjoy it now, and says, come on to Jogun in my Jogun. That's the worst Yoruba proverb I always think in my life. Come on to Jogun in my Jogun. Yes, but these guys, the Kofulan, they don't look at it that way. They always look at it down the road like their grandchildren are going to take over your grandchildren. They're going to rule over them. So, I really appreciate what you're doing. You're doing a great job, but that's just my little contribution when I listen to your program that they will say Yoruba soon, and that's just it. And I know people they are doing their own projects, achieving this stuff, but I hope it's all good. At the end of the day, we don't do this thing in vain. Plus, people that are financially contributing, emotionally or
physically,
either way, physically, everybody. We hope at the end of the day, everything just don't go down the drain, and we are looking at how did we get here. So general, keep doing your work and good job. Don't let anybody take you away from your vision. You have a good vision, okay?
No one can.
All right.
I have my brethren here. If I want to see, one thing, sir, in the temple here, in the temple. If people say, Maiyegun if I say Maiyegun won't lose out completely, it don't go crazy with them. You know what I mean? They always have a way of bringing me back. Maiyegun. And I always know the responsibility I'm actually holding here. I'm not an irresponsible person. So yeah, sure, we will get there, Baba. So I appreciate you. I appreciate the support.
No problem.
All around the world.
All right.
So thank you.
All right. Take care, bro. Take care, man.
You have a good one,
Have
sir.
a good one.
Yeah. So I will take this.
Bye.
If not, I don't know how long she's been calling. Like I said, the last time I checked her, she was on the phone for like 200 times or 1,000 times. Princess, can you make it quick, ma? Ekale?
Hello, Maiyegun. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, ma?
So, always a period. Mother say, well, don't put on the Fulani ní agenda. Fulani lọ kó Mali wá. Fulani lọ kó kinní kan wá. Tó bá ní èmi mo rí bí ẹni pé wọ́n fi fear sínú àwọn èèyàn ni. That's the way I say it. Yeah. Ṣàgámù tí wọ́n tó ń wo ẹ̀ Maiyegun, Ṣàgámù yẹn, ó dàbí Arizona America ni.
Right.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ. Àwọn tó bá ń gbé l'Amẹ́ríkà, wọ́n máa understand nǹkan tí mi sọ. Ṣàgámù ni ìbọn pọ̀ sí jù ní ayé yìí. Ṣàgámù táwọn wò bẹ́ẹ̀. Èèyàn kan Fúlàní fẹ́ wá, ṣọ́ fẹ́ pa gbogbo wa tán ni. Àwọn tó bá máa kú ẹrú lọ́ máa dì. Story nìyẹn bá dé. Then, when I called the last time, I told you, when I called about Oshibaju, I told you that okùn mẹ́ta ló máa need láti ṣiṣẹ́ tó fẹ́ ṣe. Tó bá ti lose primary, ṣe ni kó yá gba ọ̀dọ́ kó lókun kan kó fi gba ẹ̀yìn gbọ́ body loan kó lọ dọ̀bálẹ̀ ń bẹ̀. And one thing I want to tell people is this: nínú òṣèlú kò sí bá rẹ̀ dà sọ̀hún kó rẹ̀ dà síbí ni. Gbogbo atrocities tí Tinubu commit as a state governor and tó perfect fún nìyẹn. Wọ́n lè bára wọn jà yín lẹ́ máa jàjà kú omele. In international relations, there's no permanent friend or permanent enemy. It's common interest ni. You know, it is always common interest. So nobody is fighting Àjàpájúdé, Síwájú yóò ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ní bá kọlà Akíntọ́lá sí lẹ́nu dàárọ̀ ọ̀la. Tọ́lá máa jáde náà tó lè jọ wọ agbádá kan náà. Ẹ̀rí pé ilẹ̀ padà ṣọ́ọ̀tì. So it is what it is. I told you sometimes ago that I was at a place, I think about 3 days ago. Mo ń discuss, mo ń enlighten àwọn èèyàn bẹ̀. Bọ̀bọ̀ mọ́lá àkọ́kọ́ dé ni reason tó fi stop history ní school. Ó ní mo fẹ́ sọ ẹ̀. Bọ̀bọ̀ mọ́lá yẹn kọ̀ dé ni, you know, bóyá dé ó ní ṣèbí Aṣíwájú ti win, Àtíkù máa nà mọ́lẹ̀ àwọn làwọn ní Nàìjíríà now. Àwọn tí ń gbé Nàìjíríà 30 years káwa Yorùbá àbí Ìgbò tó dé. Èmi tẹ́ pé history and international relations ni mo ṣe, mo ń try as much as possible láti educate a complete stark illiterate ní èèyàn tí mo ń sọ, the person I'm talking about here. He sells herbs in the mechanic village. I went to fix my car. But complete illiterate ni. And he was saying they own Nigeria, that they've been here 30 years earlier before before Igbo people or Yoruba people came in here. That is the story they are telling them. They go to their clergies, the mosque and everywhere. That is the story they are telling them, and they are flying with it. So if you see them come out and acting like they own everybody, it is what they've been told. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I am not saying there is no agenda, but Maiyegun, kọ́má wà lálẹ́. Kí wọ́n máa wà lálẹ́ kó jáde, àgbà bàbá kó jáde tọ́lọ́sàn. Wọ́n jẹ sọ́nà bàbí ṣìyà. Báwo ya ṣe máa ń sọ? Wọ́n jẹ son of a bitch ikú wọ́n jẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá yìí. Ẹgbàgbé pé kò sí ìbọn kò sí kinní kan, wọ́n fẹ́ rán ohun iṣẹ́, wọ́n fẹ́ rán òṣàǹṣẹ́.
Princess, you know that's why they are terrorists, eh? They don't go to people with guns, oh. They don't come to you. They will go to soft spots, church, markets, places that they know that people don't have anything to fight, and they couldn't do it.
Maiyegun tó bá wà ńlẹ̀, tó bá wà ńlẹ̀, out of the 10 major companies tó ń ṣèbọn, méje Amẹ́ríkà ni méje wà nú ẹ̀. Tó bá wà ńlẹ̀ dáadáa, kò sí tó ṣe, you know people take mercenaries, do you know that?
I do.
Ó wà ń tọ́kì, ó wà l'Amẹ́ríkà. Táwọn bá lọ gba tiwọn láti Mali, láti Sahel, láti Futajano, wherever tó ti wá. Tó bá lọ kó wọn wá láti anywhere tó ti wá, àwa náà á kó wọn láti tà. Kò sí ohun tó fi ń ṣèyàn. Inú oko wà, wọ́n ti wá dágbó síbẹ̀, wọ́n dágbó lu, wọ́n ṣe kinní kọ̀ọ̀kan jáde síta náà. Tó bá yẹ bá ẹ fẹ́ jà nìyẹn. Somebody calling and saying Igbo going tell. Èèyàn kan sọ pé wọ́n sọ pé mélòó ni gbogbo àwọn olórí burúkú tó fẹ́ tó ń sọ pé gan. They should come out. They should come out. Kó bọ́ síta. Ṣé ó lè pa gbogbo atọ́ ni bàbá? Ṣé ó lè pa gbogbo atọ́ ni?
Mélòó ni wọ́n?
Ṣàgbà àwọn ọmọ tó lè join court yẹn tó ń join court gbàgbọ́ irú àwọn ìjọba yẹn lọmọ burúkú láyè tẹ̀ torí ẹ̀ I told you sometimes ago Maiyegun tí n bá rí pé wèrè lè ọmọ ṣe bí tí n bá ti máa ṣe wèrè ni máa gbé lọ. Èèyàn tó bá mọ àkáǹtì ṣe tó bá fẹ́ jí mi lówó máa gbé lọ síbi tó ti fẹ́ ṣe àkáǹtì mi òun ló máa bá mi wò ó. Èèyàn tó bá mọ àrùn orí wo ẹ̀ tó bá máa gbó ṣe máa sọ fún kó máa ṣàgbo fún mi tí n bá fẹ́ sick. Èèyàn tó bá mọ̀ bọ́ọ̀lù máa lò ó lójú ogun. Ibi tí ọba wúlò sí la máa lò ó sí. Èèyàn kan fẹ́ wá ṣé àwa kéré nu ayé ni Maiyegun. Yorùbá kéré nu ayé. Àwọn tó fẹ́ pa wá yẹn ọ̀pọ̀ lápọ̀jù ammunition pọ̀ lápọ̀jù. Gbogbo àwọn wèrè tó pera àwọn gómìnà Ìlọrin bọ̀ǹlẹ̀ wọn á kó síta. Torí tí àràbá máa pa bàtà gan ó máa pa jíwọ́n etí ẹ̀ lù ú. Maiyegun dàrú jàre bàbá.
Can you nice night, eh?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So this is how we're going to draw the curtains tonight. She's done the closing for me. So I appreciate everybody who called in tonight. And thank you. If you are just joining us, do yourself a favor, right? Like the video, okay? Then rewind it, as they say, like move it back. And you can watch this from the start, detailed from the start. So thank you so much to Africa. So thank you very much, every one of you who called in, all of you who contributed, who commented. We have a few things that we should probably be looking into. One of them is, should we, by any chance, accede to the, to the request from members of this platform? Because people called in tonight asking us to do something when it comes to this security funders and all of that. They are members of this platform too, so they didn't come from elsewhere. They are from the Temple of Truth, possibly donors themselves, okay? So the suggestions is open to be reviewed. I'll read the comments, especially when we were talking about it. I'll read what your responses were after this, okay? Whatever it is, yeah, of course, we should be doing something in any way we can, or encouraging or helping those who are doing something. So whatever it is, we will give our response in due time. Thank you so much for your time. Again, please like the broadcast if you still can. Like it, share it. And when I see you next time, you will be the first to be here, won't you? Good night.
Àníyàn súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àníyàn súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àníyàn súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àníyàn súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹ̀rùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjọ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.